And we're about to get underway under fairly cloudless conditions. Blue sky, nice and warm, slight breeze. And Spain to open the bowling from the top end. First ball is driven into the ground and straight to extra cover. I thought for a moment that it had gone straight into the hands, but it was a crowd catch. And it's safely fielded and returned. Let me just give you the team sheets in a moment. I can tell you now that Ravi Panchal is opening the bowling for Spain. And Vanraj Singh Padal is the man facing for Finland. With his back to us, if you know the care of the ground, I'll describe it for you again in a moment as he comes in. Right arm over the wicket now and tries to swing that onto the onside. Seemed to have beaten him on the offside though, with slightly left of the batsman who's in front of us, so it's not, we're not entirely straight on, but it wasn't given a wide, so it's a dot ball. 0 without loss after 2 balls, so yeah. Ravi Panchal wearing number 1 on the back of his red Spanish outfit. In again, third ball, right arm over. It's full toss to Padal, who takes a single straight up to mid-off. There's a shy at the stumps, and it misses. So Finland are off the mark, 1 without loss after 3 balls. And alongside me, I'm glad to say, you're going to have a little bit of Finnish commentary at times. We'll introduce you to the co-commentator in a moment. For those of you who are new to the game, unfamiliar with the intricacies and niceties of cricket, I hope to explain a little bit more of that to you over the coming hours. Padal is, sorry, not Padal now. This is the right, this is Nathan Collins, the captain, square cutting that to point, and it's another dot ball, 1 without loss after 4 balls. So yeah, the Kerava National Cricket Ground, if you know it, I'm trying to think of a way to describe the ends here, but we'll come back to that as we're in now to the 5th delivery of this opening over, which is a full delivery, chopped down into the offside to point, and another single taken to Finland, 2 without loss. Yeah. If you know this, you've got the big, what we call golf ball on top of the big edifice that says Kerava on the side of it. Now that's to the back of the bowler as he runs away from us. Down the hill here at Kerava, there is a noticeable slope. So that might help as he comes in for the 6th ball. Though this is short and it's pulled and it's gone to square leg and it's out. The first wicket falls. Finland 2 without loss. Sorry, 2 for 1 in the first over. Collins, that was a shorter ball. It got up on him a little bit. Caught by Haider at square leg. And Finland have lost their first wicket. In fact, it's Vanraj Singh Padal who's gone, not Nathan Collins, I apologise. But that just stopped on him a little bit. He tried to pull it behind square on the onside and it went straight to the square leg fielder. And that's the end of Padal, who went for the scorer next to me is going to tell me. For 1 run. Marcel.
Yes, good morning everybody, and definitely welcome from myself as well to the Kerava National Cricket Ground here in Finland. This is the inaugural ICC ranking T20 series match here in Finland, so the first actual ranking match that counts towards ICC rankings. Currently, Finland is placed 67th in the world, whereas Spain is ranked 43rd. Both cricket foundations were founded in the 90s. Spain in 1992 and Finland in 1999. I'll now pass you over to my co-commentator Richard for the next over, which will be delivered by Kuldeep Karan.
Yeah, Kuldeep Karan, number 4 on his back. Spain all in red with yellow numbers, as you'd expect, representing the Spanish national flag. He's right arm over again. This ball is left alone outside the off stump. And the new batsman, Zaravin Mohan, number 16. So an early breakthrough for Spain then. Ball just popping a little bit. A short delivery, didn't really get on top of it. And of course, it takes a little bit of time to pick up the pace of the wicket, no matter how used to it you are. Number 4 is in then, and again outside the off stump, called a wide this time by the umpire. So another single to the total. 3 for 1, Finland in this second over. As Marcel said, the first, well, the inaugural T20 international, which means it has full international status rather than a friendly game between these two nations. More about that in a minute as the bowler comes in. And it's a full delivery. It's driven nicely into the covers, but straight to a fielder who had to dive a little to his left just to cut that off, and there's no run. Score remains 3 for 1. I'll run through the teams for you when we get a moment. The thing with T20 cricket is, of course, the action is non-stop. So there's not always an awful lot of time to tell you about any extraneous stuff going on around the ground. As the bowler's in, again a full delivery, trying to drive straight, but this time just popping off the pad perhaps into the onside, no run. So Karan, 23 years old, his club Gracia CC, which if you say it in Spanish sounds like thank you cricket club, doesn't it? Which is quite nice. Born in India, I played in the Essex League in the UK. He's in now, slight stutter in his run-up, right arm over, full delivery again. This is a big swing of the bat. It's gone up over the head of point towards the boundary. There is a boundary rider out on the cover fence, and they come back for 2. So the first real meaningful scoring shot from Finland. 5 for 1. We're in the second over. This first of 3 matches this weekend. Another one this afternoon, which I believe, I stand to be corrected, it starts at 3 o'clock or 3:30.
3:30, I believe it is, yeah.
3:30, there we go. Right arm over in, over to the batsman, and he's just pushing that past point for a single. Another run, they rotate the strike, 6 for 1. And Nathan Collins comes back onto strike. He's currently 1 not out. Karan has 1 more ball left in this over. So just to remind you, Singh Padal, the man out for Finland, for 1. Caught at square leg, trying to hook a shorter ball. So here's Karan again. He's in. And this one is slightly leg side. Takes it on the thigh pad. They go through for a leg bye. Quick running. I think it's a leg bye. The umpire is not signalling leg bye, so he's picked up a run for that. End of the over. The second over. Finland having won the toss. 7 for 1 after 2 overs.
No niin, ja sitten vielä suomeksi vähän selostusta. Eli 2 syöttövuoron jälkeen Suomi on lyöntivuorossa ja heillä on 5 juoksua ja 1 lyöjä on palannut. Palannut lyöjä on Vanraj Padal ja tällä hetkellä siellä lyöjinä on Nathan Collins ja Aravind Mohan. Nathan Collins on Suomen kapteeni ja näin ensimmäisen palon jälkeen nämä lyöjät varmasti yrittävät nyt saada stabiilisuutta tähän lyöntivuoroon ja pikkuhiljaa alkaa rakentaa Suomen pistemäärää ilman että paloja tulee.
Ravi Panchal continuing then from the far end, right arm over. This is wide of the off stump. There's a bit of a slash at it by the batsman Nathan Collins. The umpire keeps his arms by his side. and it's no run. This is quite interesting. Ravi Panchal representing Spain. He's also played in Tanzania and Jersey. So a lot of these cricketers have played all around the world, as you'd expect. He's in again. This one is a fuller delivery, turned into the onside. They're pushing for 2 here. Collins, they're going to get it easily because there's a bit of a chase for the square leg fielder, and they pick up 2. 9 for 1 in the 3rd over. So having said he's played for Tanzania and Jersey, came through the Spanish junior setup, playing for them at under 17, under 19 level. And his father has an Indian restaurant, apparently. How nice, an Indian restaurant in Spain. He's in again now, coming down the slope to Collins, who again is turning that into the onside. Again, they'll look for 2, but I think this is going to just be a single. The square leg fielder didn't have too much or too far to run to his left to cut that off. So another single, and rotating the strike nicely here. That brings Aravind Mohan back onto strike. Who's 3 not out at the moment after 5 deliveries. Short one, this one. Oh, and it gets up above head height. And again, has swatted it. Not really a controlled attempt at a hook. It's deemed the one bouncer for the over from the umpire, although it didn't look to get above head height to me, to be honest. It looked to sort of pass him above shoulder height still. That was the ball that got Padal out, remember, short, as he's in again. Panchal. This one is fuller, it looks a bit slower, and a slightly mistimed drive dribbles out into the onside, and they go through for another single. Just going to see, are we the end of the over? No, one ball left. 11 for 1, Finland, having won the toss here and decided to bat. On a bright, slightly breezy day here in Kerava, just about sort of 20 or 30 kilometres north of Helsinki we are, if you're listening to us outside Finland. This one again is a slower ball, and this one is nicely weighted on by Collins, who's just turned that into the onside, backward as square. There's a long chase for the square leg fielder, who is not going to, well, he does reach it just before the ball reaches the rope. A decent return, another 2 runs. Was it 3? Did they take 3? They took 3 runs there, I beg your pardon. So good end to the over for the Finnish Bears. 14 for 1 after 3.
Yeah, so far, good comeback by Finland. They've managed to stabilise their innings slightly here over the last 2 overs, moving into double figures, I believe, with the loss of 1 wicket so far on this beautiful day here in Kerava. As my co-commentator mentioned, a beautiful slight northwesterly wind, keeping the players cool, and otherwise which are really nice sunny conditions, perfect for cricket. And not sure if we mentioned it before, but Finland did win the toss and elected to bat today. So Spain will be chasing the total that Finland will be setting in this innings.
Kuldeep Karan continuing then, running away from us, fuller delivery, driven straight, fielded by the bowler, no run. So Marcel, you know the area a little bit better. How can we call these ends here? I mentioned that the end away from us, or the far end to us, is what we might call the Kerava golf ball end.
I think traditionally it's been called the brewery end here, as the brewery, the Sinebrychoff brewery, which makes, for example, the Koff beer. I'm not being paid to promote them, by the way, but so usually that end's called the brewery end.
Other beers are available as Karan comes in. This is pulled into the square, into the onside by Collins, just for a single though. Yeah, rather, it's a bit of a landmark here in Kerava. For those of you not listening to us or not in Finland and don't know the area too well, Kerava, as I say, about 20 or 30 kilometres north of Helsinki, and this purpose-built national cricket ground, which is quite a rarity in a country the size of Finland. So we're very, very fortunate, those of us in Finland, to have these fantastic facilities as Karan comes in again. This one is slightly short again. Mistime pull into the onside. It might run away, but I think on this lush outfield it's going to pull up before it reaches the boundary, and it does indeed. 2 runs again to, yeah, it was Mohan there who was facing. Okay, I must apologise. We seem to have the numbers mixed up. This is not Kuldeep Karan bowling. It's Hamza Dar as he comes in away from us. And a big swipe. This one has gone up in the air over extra cover. It could go all the way. It does. It just avoids the red umbrellas there, sheltering a few spectators. First 6 of the innings. And a terrific swipe, because that's a fairly lengthy boundary there. Might just be able to pick up the applause.
Eli Nathan Collins siinä ensimmäinen 6 pisteen lyönti ilmassa kentältä ulos. Eli niin sanotusti maksimipistemäärä, mitä voi saada. Ja näitä Suomi tulee hakemaan nyt vielä lisää, jotta saadaan iso pistemäärä tehtyä, jota sitten Espanja yrittää seuraavassa lyöntivuorossa saada kiinni.
Right, here's Dar, not Karan, coming in to bowl full toss. And again, a big swipe through extra cover. That's going to go for 4. So consecutive boundaries then for Finnish pairs. Off Aravind Mohan, 6 followed by 4. Straight through similar areas. That one just squarer than the 6 that cleared the boundary's edge in the previous delivery. But that's up the run rate for Finland now. 27 for 1. We're coming to the end of the 4th over now. So you can ignore everything I told you about Kuldeep Karan for now. Hamza Dar plays for Badalona, just north of Barcelona. He's in again, right arm over, and Mohan waits, and he waits on that, and he pulls it to the square leg boundary for another 4. That's a terrific over then for the Finnish Bears, 31 for 1. And 3 boundaries in that over, a 6 and 2 4s. Takes Finland on to 31 for 1 after 4 overs.
Juu, erittäin hyvä overi Suomelta. Eli nyt on kokonaisuudessaan 31 juoksua ja 1 palo. Siinä Nathan Collins löi 1 kunnarin eli 6 ja 2 nelosta. Eli yhteensä saatiin 14 juoksua tuosta overista. Seuraavaksi syöttämässä Espanjalta Panchal.
Ravi Panchal continuing then, just 4 overs allowed for each bowler, of course, in this 20 over format as he comes in right arm over the wicket. Tall action, called a wide outside the off stump. Number 1 on his back. Big tall bowler, quite a rangy action, quite slingy action. On that occasion just getting it slightly wrong. Very difficult to know from where we're sat if there's any lateral movement off the pitch, but that would suggest there might have been a bit of swing through the air as it went through past his off stump. The next one to Collins is defended. He doesn't know where it is. It's dribbled back behind him, and they've gone through for a single, so good running. Collins gets off strike, brings back Aravind Mohan, who's on 20 off 11 balls. Strike rate approaching 200, helped in part by that 6 and 2 4s in that last over. So he's given the much needed impetus to this innings after a slightly sluggish start, but of course this game goes so quickly and changes so quickly. Nathan Collins, the captain, is the other man, the non-striker. As Panchal comes in, short delivery, and that one is just defended in front of his nose by Mohan. Again, he's got a wicket already with that short ball. Panchal picking up Vanraj Singh Padal in the first over, but he wasn't tempted to try and hook or pull that one. Mohan instead defending it for a dot ball. Here's Panchal again running towards us. Big action. Slightly short, and that one is a bit of a swat over the slip cord and what would be the slip cord, and there is a third man in place away to our right, so they just pick up a single. And there is no slip in place for Spain, despite that. The power play for the first 5 or 6 overs. I'm trying to remember if it's 5 or 6 overs the first power play. 6 overs, I think. 3 overs each. We're into the 5th one now as Panchal comes in. Slower ball. This one's clipped off his legs. That's a lovely shot. It's going to make the boundary, I think. The outfield is quite slow here, but it's another lovely shot from Mohan. Oh, it's Nathan Collins, I do beg your pardon. So the Finnish Bears run rate is being significantly upped in these last 2 overs. 38 for 1. We're into the 5th over. And Panchali seems to be either full or short.
Yeah, Spain seems to have taken a slip out, so maybe a lack of movement out there today. It is quite a still day, nice and warm, so maybe not the lateral movement that the bowler's looking for at the moment out there.
Next delivery just driven by Collins to wide of mid-off. They go through for a single. As I mentioned, this is interesting. I was thinking of this before this match, where these associate nations play each other in quite different conditions than they'll be used to. As Panchal comes in, this one is a big swing. He's not in control of that. It's gone over the head of backward point. They might come back for 2 easily. They do in the end. Another 2 to the score. 41 for 1. 5 overs gone. And just to go back to the conditions, very, very lush outfield as you'd expect here in Finland. It's not probably quite the parched conditions of the outfields you might expect in southern Spain or other parts of Spain.
Yeah, that's right. I'll just quickly give some commentary in Finnish, so for the local viewers watching our broadcast today. Eli 5 syöttövuoron jälkeen 41 juoksua ja 1 palo. Suomihan on pelannut Espanjaa vastaan viimekin vuonna syyskuussa 2018, jolloin Suomi voitti Espanjan. Asettivat juoksumääräksi 119 ja Espanja sitten vastauksena sai 91 juoksua Suomen 119 vastaan, joten hävisivät tuon ottelun, joka oli kriketin maailmanmestaruuskarsinta ottelu täällä paikallisella Euroopan tasolla. Ja nyt voidaan mennä takaisin englanninkielisen selostukseen, sillä seuraavaksi taitaa olla uusi syöttäjä Espanjalta, numero 3 tai 5. En ihan näe suoraan tästä kulmasta, kuka uusi syöttäjä on, mutta englanniksi siitä kohta saadaan lisätietoja.
Well, this is Kuldeep Karan having given a rather premature debut a little bit earlier, having described an over or 2 thinking it was him. A slight mix-up in the numbers, but he's wearing number 5 on his back, Karan Kuldeep. And he's going to replace Hamza Dar from the end that we're sat at, commentating opposite to what we've called the brewery end. We could call this the residential end. There's some nice houses behind, and if you like your cricket, it's not a bad place to come and buy one, because cricket here most weekends throughout the summer is... He comes in, Karan. First ball is full and driven by Collins for no run, up to mid-off. I thought from marking his run out up there that we might have seen a little bit of early spin, but no, these look to be fairly straight up and down seamers. As he comes in again off a short run, 5 or 6 paces, again a full delivery driven into the offside, but fielded by the bowler himself, and there's again no run, so a nice tidy start from Karan. 10 caps for Spain. 41 for 1. We're in the 6th over, to remind you. It's a full toss. That looked above hip height. Let's see what the umpire calls. It's mistimed as the attempted pull dribbles out into the onside, and they go through for a single. He must have got bat on that, I think. There's no signal from the umpire, so he picks up a single. Collins, and that brings Mohan back onto strike, facing his first ball from Karan, and he's just scooped that really over the head of square leg, and I think it's going for 4. It's just pulling up in front of the boundary, but it does get there. You might have heard some cheers behind us telling you that it was slightly pained progress to the boundary, but it got there for another 4 runs. So Mohan dealing pretty much in boundaries at the moment, and really accelerating the scoring run rate for the Finnish Bears, who've moved on to 46 for 1. We're in the 6th over now, the final over of the power play. As Karan's in again. This one is a full delivery on a length and a big swish, but it goes past the batsman straight through to the keeper, and there's no run. 1 ball left in this over, the 6th one, after which there will be the end of the power play, which will mean fielders will be able to spread a little more rather than just having two outside the 30-metre fielding circle. As the next one is driven, a full toss through extra cover. That again looks like it's going to come down the hill for 4. And another boundary for Mohan, who pushes his score on now to 31 of 17 deliveries. And he's really given some impetus to this Finnish Bears innings. We should say that a landmark's reached as Finland rack up 50 in this inaugural T20 international between these two sides.
No niin, ja Suomella 6 syöttövuoron jälkeen 50 juoksua ja 1 palo tähän asti.
End of the over, end of the power play. We have number 9 coming on to bowl for Spain, which is Haider for his first over. He's going to be replacing Ravi Panchal from what we call the brewery end at the top there. He's going to save one, presumably for the last death overs. A reminder then, 50 for 1 then, the Finnish Bears after 6 overs. Nathan Collins, the captain, on 16. Mohan, 31 off 17 deliveries. It'll be Collins to face, number 1 on his back. Slightly small in stature compared to the rangy Mohan, who's at the non-striking end. So we've got right arm over. Short delivery outside the off stump. That's a square cut to the point boundary as the fielder comes in quickly, and a good left arm throw only keeps him to 1. 51 for 1. So yeah, just a reminder, another match this afternoon if you are local or fairly local and want to come along, and there's another game tomorrow morning, I believe at 11 o'clock. So a 3-match series between these two sides who last met in September. As a short one is again beautifully guided down backward of point on the offside for another 4 runs. And Mohan really is in flying form at the moment, dealing exclusively in boundaries. But that, again, width to the batsman. It's very difficult from our commentary position to see the fielders, but I think we've got a very wide-ish third man, and that's clearly beat him. The speed off the bat was too much. This one is short, and he's tried to pull that into the onside. That's gone straight to this fielder who's at short mid-wicket, no run.
Yeah, Mohan looking in excellent touch today. That was a beautifully guided shot down to backward point. Didn't quite time that pull shot, but Spain have got quite a offside strength field. Not looking to protect the leg side boundary too closely, but here we're on to the next ball. Coming in.
Bowler's in right arm over. Short one comes down the wicket a little bit, does Mohan. He took a step down and was trying to find the deep mid-wicket boundary, but he didn't time it. Came off the bat fairly high up, and it just ballooned up. A slight potential opportunity for a caught and bowled, but it did drop short of the bowler's follow-through, so it was no run. But you can see already, despite his very accelerated scoring rate, he's trying to push on even more, his Mohan, as he waits. Number 16 on his back. This one is short again. It's outside the off stump. It's clubbed down to the man towards third man, and it's bounced probably 5 metres to his right. One bounce 4, and another boundary to Mohan. He moves on to 39. 59 for 1 in the 7th over. Another great over this for the Bears, having won the toss and opted to bat. Nice warm batting conditions. An artificial pitch here, we should say. Of course, it's not a grass wicket, so bounce there is and movement is fairly consistent. But obviously Mohan, who's tall, is using that height to his advantage, particularly with these short balls, which seems to be a tactic that's not really come off for Spain so far, as he comes in right arm over the wicket now from that brewery. And this one again slightly short, and again it's just guided into the offside, and it's gone for 4. It's beaten the fielder again. Goodness me, and there's some glum faces on the Spanish bench to our right. I thought for a moment that was going to interest the fielder, but it just went so quickly off the bat.
Eli 3 mahtavaa lyöntiä Mohanilta tähän syöttövuoroon. Tähän asti ollaan saatu 13 juoksua ja vielä on 1 pallo jäljellä tuolta Zulkaiman Haiderilta, joka tällä hetkellä syöttää Espanjan puolesta. Ja nyt viimeinen pallo tässä syöttövuorossa.
Haida, who's 30 now. Oh, and he was way outside the off stump, and Mohan just took a step outside his off stump and was trying to scoop that over his left shoulder down towards fine leg. But he didn't get anything on it except pad, and it just dribbled out into the offside. End of another excellent over for the Finnish Bears. 7 gone now. 64 for 1. Nathan Collins 17 not out. Mohan 39 of 23 deliveries. Slight concern over the score here. One of the Finnish Bears team just pointing out that there might be a discrepancy in the score. However, we're sat next to the scorer, or one of the scorers. We have 2 here at the moment on the scoreboard, which we can't see, I'd hasten to add. And we've got another bowling change, who is Farzan Afzal. Farhan Afzal, number 9. So number 10, yeah. Looks like we're going to get a bit of spin. Now this is a seasoned campaigner into his 40s. Afzal.
Still playing for the Sporting Alphas Cricket Club, so obviously still in peak condition.
Yeah, like all of us in our 40s, we hit our peak around about 45. Born in Lahore. Spanish national now, though. And he's apparently also previously played professional cricket in Malaysia for the Malaysian Armed Forces. Not quite sure how professional that would be, but again, like a lot of these players, they've played the cricket a lot around the world. Slight delay here, excuse me, while the captain, wicketkeeper and bowler, or rather the bowler and the Brains Trust discuss the fielding arrangements. 64 for 1 after 7 then. Slight delay. They're bringing out a new, is it a drink, I think, for the batsman? Probably deserved for Mohan, or is he going to change his helmet? No, he's having a drink. 64 for 1. Mohan 39 off 23. Collins 17 off 16.
Yes, Collins looking to anchor the innings with Mohan being a more aggressive batsman until now, but I'm sure Collins will start to accelerate his strike rate as we get deeper into the innings. Collins has been one of the best batsmen for Finland throughout the last 3 years. Became captain 2 years ago in 2017 when he took over from the previous captain Jonathan Skamans, who's batting at number 4 or 5 today for the Finnish Bears.
Now I think we're coming to the end of this delay, thankfully. The umpire's getting a little bit fidgety. So number 10, Afzal, still waiting to bowl his first delivery. Not quite sure what they're still waiting for, but it's Collins who's going to face, and we are going to finally see Afzal, who's going to come off a very short run. This looks like a little bit of off spin, and it is short and pulled into the onside, straight to the mid-wicket boundary, and it's just a single. Moves Mohan now into the 40s. No, that was Collins, I do beg your pardon. Mohan is on strike, Collins on to 18 now. 17, so a bit of a gimme, that short ball. First one of his spell, but they couldn't quite capitalise, picking out that fielder on the mid-wicket boundary as he comes in again. This one is slightly short, but outside the off stump, and it's now off the back foot, driven through extra cover. Past the short extra cover fielder, but the man on the cover boundary comes in and they pick up a single.
Yeah, decent bowling figures so far in the 2 internationals he's played this year. He's bowled in 2 matches.
Next one is just cut into the offside, no run, straight to point.
Given away a total of 24 runs in those two matches and taken a total of 4 wickets at an average of 3 runs given away per over.
Very gentle run up, a looping delivery, tall man, just waiting on it, Collins. And pushing out into the offside to the cover, fielder on the cover boundary. And again, it's just a single. 67 for 1, we're in the 8th over. Mohan on strike, who's on 40. Tall spinner, slight hiatus as he starts his run. This one's a quicker one though, pushed through. Just dabbed into the offside again for a single. Mohan picking up the change of pace. And Collins comes back onto strike. Afzal then, slight twirl of the wrist as he comes in. This one is a looping delivery which Collins tries to wait on and address as it pitches, but he didn't time the shot, and it's the end of the over. Finishes with a dot ball. 8 overs gone. 68 for 1. And a little more finish, I think, for our Finnish listeners.
Juu, eli siinä oli Espanjan taisi olla 9. tai 10. syöttövuoro. Viimeinen syöttäjä oli Farhan Asfal ja hän on kierresyöttäjä. Eli ensimmäiset 8 syöttövuoroa Espanja käytti nopeita syöttäjiä ja yritti sitten pallon nopeudella saada Suomen lyöjä ulos. Nyt he ovat vaihtaneet strategiaa ja käyttävät vähän hitaampia kierresyöttäjiä ja katsotaan miten se toimii. Itse asiassa nytten seuraava syöttäjä on Atif Mahmoud ja hän näyttäisi olevan jälleen kerran nopea syöttäjä, ainakin tämän hänen juoksupituuden perusteella, jolla hän tulee sitten tänne lyöntialueelle ottamaan kunnolla vauhtia ja sitten katsotaan minkälaista syöttöä sieltä tulee. Ja tässä vaiheessa takaisin englanninkieliseen selostukseen.
A change of bowling then. Mahmood, left arm over into Mohan, who takes a big swing. There's an appeal for a catch behind. The umpire, so the wicket-keeper and the bowler are both very confident, but the umpire keeps his finger down. And there's nothing like having a quick look for Mohan then. He just went straight for that, but very, very strong appeal. But the umpire not interested. Dot ball, rare dot ball, 68 for 1 into this 9th over. Latif Mahmood, wearing number 8 on his back, left arm over, coming in from what we're calling that brewery end. He's in now slightly short. This one's pulled over mid-on's head. There is a man out there on the long on boundary. He takes the catch. It's a terrific catch, running away to his left. I thought he'd got enough on that, but he perhaps took a little bit too much, Mohan, but his fantastic innings has come to an end. That was the way he played really throughout it all. He was looking to get after the bowling and letting Collins rotate the strike, but finally he's perished on the long on boundary. I'm going to tell you how many he went for in just a moment. And that's the second Finnish Bears wicket gone in the 9th over. Mohan caught by Dar off the bowling of Mahmood for 41 off 32, strike rate of 150. Terrific innings.
No niin, eli Espanjan syöttäjän vaihto selvästikin toimi ja Farhan Asfal otti ensimmäisen hilansa, eli Mohan nyt paloi hienon kopin jälkeen espanjalaiselta pelaajalta ja teki yhteensä 45 juoksua taisi olla. Tarkistan hetki pieni tuosta scoreboardilta.
So, Mohan gone, 41 he fell for, or it seemed.
Eli Mohan sai 41 juoksua ja seuraava lyöjä Suomelta on, onko se Aniket Pushtai taitaa olla.
Next delivery, Collins facing. The batsman having crossed from the last one, he's just pushed out into the offside. And there is no run. 68 for 2. Puste is the new batsman. Aniket Puste, but he's at the non-striker's end as Collins, the captain, waits. Right arm, right-handed, waited for a slower ball. He's just dabbed down into the offside. It's a short third man, fielded for a single. And the left arm left arm change has done the business for Spain. They desperately needed that wicket of Mohan, who was going to all parts of the Kerava ground. It was a terrific knock, and it's given Finland a base upon which to work now as the left armer comes in. This one is a full delivery on the offside, driven by the new batsman up to extra cover, and there's no run. 18 on his back, Aniket Puste. That was one of those balls you think Mohan probably would have capitalised on. It was full in the slot, you might say, but the new batsman, of course, not quite seeing it as well as Mohan was, is in again, the left armer, shorter ball. This one is up on his toes and he's just dabbing it out into the offside to go through for a good single, which is appreciated. Could be buzzers here, yeah, an overthrow, and that's good running from Finland. Ooh, chance of a second overthrow almost there. Diving stop by the wicketkeeper prevented more embarrassment, but a little bit of pressure and tension in the Spanish field there at the end of the over. 9 overs gone, 71 for 2, the Finnish Bears.
Yeah, going well so far. It'll be interesting to see if Nathan Collins accelerates its scoring rate now with a new batsman as his partner. From what I've seen of Aniket Puste before, though, he's also a lanky batsman who's well adept at using his levers to hit some big balls over the boundary. So hopefully we'll be seeing some of those shortly, and Finland will be able to improve on their total.
Right, Mahmood is Afzal, is continuing with his right arm off spin. This one is a high loop delivery. He's bowled him. And, well, it was a very slow, very looped delivery. And it just seemed that Collins had got a little bit eager with that one and got on top of it a little bit too quickly. And that's the end of the skipper, who's played a useful knock at the top there. Nathan Collins, bowled by Afzal for 20 of 23 deliveries. Finnish Bears now 71 for 3.
Commentator's curse there, I think. Don't you, Richard? Ja suomeksi vähän selostusta nyt taas vaihteeksi. Eli nyt paloi Nathan Collins, Suomen kapteeni. Espanjan käyttämä kierresyöttäjä, taisi olla Farhan Asfal, sai miehen, jonka halusi, ja Nathan Collins tippui, teki noin 20 juoksua. Tällä hetkellä Suomen tilanne on yhteensä, heillä on 71 juoksua, 3 paloa ja 9 syöttövuoroa on mennyt, joten noin puolessa välissä ollaan 11 syöttövuoroa jäljellä. Ja Suomi tässä yrittää näin hyvän alun jälkeen varmaan saada noin 150 juoksun kokonaistuloksen tästä ensimmäisestä heidän lyöntivuorostaan, tai ensimmäisestä ja ainoasta lyöntivuorostaan.
So Peter Gallagher is the new batsman for the Finnish Bears. Number 2 on his back, he'll be taking strike. For the second ball of the over from Afzal. It was a bit of a gentle delivery, that last one. It didn't seem to have turned too much because it was very, very full, but it's beaten Collins. Perhaps the timing wasn't quite there. Anyway, he's in again. Couple of steps, a looping delivery again. And Gallagher just dabs down on that. Wasn't quite sure where the ball had gone. It just dribbled a yard or two behind him. And it's another dot ball. So a couple of wickets have just slowed down the Finnish run rate here, which was going well when Mohan was in, making 41. At number 3. This one is a quicker delivery, and it's driven well by Gallagher. And there's a dive from the fielder at extra cover. The cover boundary rider is coming in. They're coming back for 2. They're going to have to push this, but that's good running. That's very good running. And they're perhaps picked up on the fact that the fielder running in from the cover boundary perhaps wasn't getting there quick enough. Very, very lush outfielder here. The ball doesn't travel that quickly here at Kerava, despite the fact that ball was going down the slope, which goes right to left as we look at it from our commentary position, facing the brewery to the far end. This one is driven over the head of the bowler to long off, fielded by Hennessy, and it's just another single. So Finland perhaps looking just to bed in a little bit now, having lost those 2 quick wickets, the 2 men who were going so well, Collins and Mohan. Afzal is in again. This one's a terrible ball, actually. It's a very, very short one. and deceived the batsman, as these often do. It was very short. It bounced, but quite slowly, and Gallagher just sort of cut that into the offside. But again, with those things that come as a surprise, often you never quite time the shots. So it was Gallagher who's now on strike. This one is again a slow looping delivery. They'd think of a single as the ball's pushed behind the batsman on the onside, but Gallagher is sent back. End of the over. 75 for 3. 10 overs gone, the halfway stage then. And at 75 for 3, I think the Bears probably would have taken certainly the score, perhaps not the wickets, but it's been a promising start for them.
Yes, absolutely. I think they'll be happy with the way they've started. Not achieving large totals has been a bit of a problem for the Finnish national team in the past, but hopefully they'll be able to push on now with Peter Gallagher and Aniket Pusztai at the crease.
Pusztai is going to be facing Mahmood into his second over, the left arm seamer. Running towards us now. Nice action, easy action. Big swing of this one. It's gone just to the right of extra cover, or point rather. And again, the cover boundary fielder cuts it off before it reaches the rope, and they go through for a single. A slightly risky shot there. That interested the man at point. But he's got away with it. Nice flowing action. I thought it was a bit like left arm bowlers, a bit like left-handed batsmen. Always seem to look quite elegant. Of course, I would say that because I'm a left-handed batsman. As Gallagher waits, adjusting his gloves. And Mahmood is going to come in. Second ball of the over. This one is in the slot, really, driven by Gallagher up to long on. They think about 2, but it's only going to be a single. 77 for 3. Can I tell you about Mahmood, this left arm bowler, as he comes in now over the wicket? Slower delivery, just waited on there by Pusztai, who pushes that out into the offside. It's a good shot, actually. It beats the fielder. They come back for 2, an easy 2 in the end, and that's an excellent 2 to pick up, just as they were starting to deal in singles and a few dot balls. Rotating the strike is good, but picking up 2 is even better. As comes in again, short delivery, just leant on and guided down to backward point. The man comes up from third man to field, and it's again just a single. Gallagher on strike now. He's on 4 off 5 deliveries. Pusztai's gone up to 7 off 6 deliveries. As he's in again. Slower delivery. Oh, and he just waited on that one. Dabbed it out into the offside again. Good use of change of pace from the left armour. You could see that Gallagher's intention really was to get a big stride in and go for that, but the slower ball always checks that shot, and there's not much more he could do with it in the end. Quick conference between the 2 batsmen in the middle. Perhaps Pusztai has noticed something in the delivery hand of the bowler that he's pointing out to Gallagher, who counts the field. 2-3 men on the onside boundary as he comes in again. A slower ball. This one is a big swing. It is indeed gone up in the air, and there's a fielder. 3 fielders converge on it, and in fact it's an awful mess made by the fielder, who'd run around from point, and you had one of those situations where they've got 3 fielders converging on the ball, and you always, well, first of all, concerned that they're going to clash, but 2, someone's going to make a hash of the catch, and that's what happened. They got away with it then there, the Finnish Bears. 81 for 3 after 11 overs. Gallagher 5, Pusztai 7.
Juu, eli 11 syöttövuoron jälkeen Suomella on 81 juoksua, ja heillä on palannut 3 lyöjää. Lyöjät, jotka paloivat, olivat kapteeni Nathan Collins, avaava lyöjä Vanraj Padal ja sitten Mohan, joka teki 40 juoksua ennen kuin hän paloi. Nyt Gallagher ja Pusztai yrittävät nostaa aggressiivisuutta, kun syöttövuorot ovat pikkuhiljaa loppumassa.
Afzal continuing. First ball is a floated delivery to Gallagher, who drives up to long on. They're going to push for 2 here because the man has actually come around from long off to field, and they get there safely in the end. That was good running. So they're pushing twos well now, the Bears, keeping this run rate going. 83 for 3, we're into the 12th over. And Pustay's strike rate is above 100. 7 from 6. Gallagher's the man. Sorry, Pustay's now. Sorry, Gallagher is now the man on going to be facing after that too. He's pushed his tally on now to 7 from 8 deliveries. Well built batsman. Waits in his crease for this gentle off spin then, and that one is just dabbed down to. Oh, they come through for a quick single. That's good running from the non-striker who saw the hesitation for the man who's at sort of fly slip really, short third man. I don't think Gallagher thought when he played that there was a run in the offing, but the non-striker Pustay did well to get through. That moves Gallagher on to 8, 84 for 3. He's quite deep now, that sort of fly slip. Loop delivery. This one is high up in the air, and that's weighted on by the batsman who drives through the offside again. The man on the cover boundary. Fields are coming back for a second. It's excellent running again. They think they've got him here, Spain, but I don't think so. It's excellent running, and a clap on the bat from Gallagher for Pustay, who's clearly his role at the moment is to push here, Marcel.
Yes, absolutely. Ja suomeksi vähän tuosta selostusta, eli siinä oli aika lähellä, että Suomen lyöjä paloi, kun espanjalaiset yrittävät lyödä hiloja pallolla ennen kuin suomalaislyöjä olisi ehtinyt pesään takaisin. Ja tässä jatkamme taas englanniksi.
Afzal then. 3 balls left in this over. And it's driven by Pustay, but for no run into the offside. .4 overs. 86 for 3, the Finnish Bears, having won the toss and decided to bat. This one, again, is a slightly short delivery, which bounces, and he can get onto the back foot and cut that through the point region for 4 runs. It's another terrific shot. And Finland going extremely well here. Pustay there, moves on to 13 with that shot. His strike rate's crept up now to around the 150 mark. And he's a tall man, Afzal. He comes from a high height, but when he drops slightly short, as he did then, you just wait on the back foot and cut it through the cover region. He's in again. This one's a quicker delivery and a fuller delivery, which is a swing too, but there is no run. End of the over. 12 overs gone. 90 for 3. End of Afzal's third over. And 90 for 3 with 8 overs left. Certainly Finland would have taken that.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think they'll be looking to push on from here and make a demanding total for Spain, which they'll then look to defend with the ball later on during the afternoon. But still a long way to go of this innings, but fortunately there are some decent batsmen coming down the Finnish batting order, so they should be looking at a total of about 150 minimum here based on the way they've started.
Yeah, 150 certainly. If they could push beyond that, would be excellent. Mahmoodi's going to continue, the left arm running towards us. Fuller delivery, lovely drive that through long off. That's beaten the mid-off fielder. It's a very bottom-handed drive. There's a chase for the fielder who gets there, dives. They're going to come back for 3. That's terrific running again from Finland.
Erinomainen lyönti siinä Peter Gallagherilta ja myös erinomaista kenttätyötä tuolta espanjalaiselta kenttäpelaajalta, joka oli tuolla mikä tämä on, Sinderbrückhoffin päädyssä.
So that 3 brings Pustay onto strike. He waits there right-handed, tries the little scoop paddle shot, if you like, over the wicketkeeper's head. It's gone for 4. I don't think for a second he got anything on it, but he must have done. It was a terrific shot. Got down on one knee and just tried to help it on its way over his left shoulder. Beat the wicketkeeper. Another 4 runs.
Siinä hienosti improvisoitu lyönti Aniket Pustailta, eli hän skuuppasi pallon hänen olan yli tänne hänen taakseen, missä Espanjalla ei ole kenttäpelaajaa. Ja näin ollen Suomi tässä nyt pikkuhiljaa nostaa näitä lyöntejä ja yrittää saada ison totaalin. Ja taas hieno lyönti Aniket Pustailta, 1 juoksu siitä niin, ja tästä varmasti jatketaan samalla tavalla.
Next delivery just driven to long on by Pustay for a single. 98 for 3, so they're closing in on their 100, the Bears, in this 13th over. Pustay's on 18. Gallagher on 11. And there's a conference now between the umpires. I think they want a rag There were a few showers around southern Finland last night, and perhaps when the ball gets into some of the shadier parts of the outfield, it might get a little damp. But maybe that's what he's just doing, drying the ball a little bit. But it's pleasant conditions, very warm, nicely warm, slight breeze going across the ground, which should help the left armer take the ball away from the right-handed Gallagher. But that one's a shorter, slower delivery. Big swipe. It's gone miles up in the air, but they're going to get away with it because the fielder is having to come in from the deep square leg boundaries a long, long way from it. And because of that, they managed to get through for 2, and that's 100 up for the Finnish Bears. In the 13th over, you might be able to make out some the applause from the Finnish bench. Way to our right. That's a good effort, this, from Finland.
Ja Suomella 100 juoksua kasassa näin noin 13 syöttövuoron jälkeen.
Mahmood in again, slower delivery. This one is swung hard into the onside by Gallagher. Again, they're going to push for 2, which they should easily get. Slightly pedestrian fielding on the boundary there. And they come back walking safely for the second in the end. 102 for 3. Coming to the end of the 13th over. And Mahmood, who's 3 overs or 2.5 overs so far, have cost him 21 runs. He's in again. This one is a full delivery, a length delivery. It's a quicker delivery. It's outside the off stump. Big swing from Gallagher. No contact. A dot ball to end the over. The 13th over. The Finnish Bears going very well indeed. 102 for 3.
Eli 102 juoksua näin 13 syöttövuoron jälkeen. Peter Gallagherilla 15 juoksua 13 syötöstä ja Aniket Pushtailla 18 juoksua 12 syötöstä. Eli molemmat ovat tässä näin pelanneet suht aggressiivisesti ja saaneet hyvin Suomelle pisteitä. Espanjalla nyt jatkuu taas hitaampi kierresyöttäjä Farhan Asfal.
Who's going to continue Afzal. This one is a very slow loopy delivery which is picked off his toes by the batsman. It could make the boundary for 6. The umpire is not quite sure. It's a boundary whatever it is. The fielder signals 6 sportingly, the umpire signals 6, and it's a great start to Afzal's final over from Puste. He launched that one over deep mid-wicket. He moves on to 24 off 13 now. That strike rate again is approaching 200. Slow looping delivery. What's he got? This was a full toss. Very, very wide outside off stump. Called wide indeed.
Viimeinen syöttö oli laiton, mutta sitä edellinen Aniket Pushtai hienosti löi kunnariksi ja sai Suomelle 6 pistettä. Pallo osui tuohon aitaan, joka näkyy teillä tässä kentän ympärillä.
Again, Afzal. This one's again another full toss, and it's not timed as it's driven into the offside. So they'll be slightly disappointed. That was a very slow looping delivery again. It wasn't timed by Puste, but they pick up a single, which brings Gallagher back onto strike. A mixed bag this from Afzal, who's gone for 25 so far. This is his 4th and final over. This one is a big swipe. This is going to be 6, surely. This has gone a long, long way over long on. A really wristy push, that one. And it's gone miles. A terrific shot. They're really accelerating things now. Excellent shot. And the Gallagher with that goes to 21. The score 116 for 3. And he's taking a bit of tap, is Afzal now.
Siinä aivan mahtava lyönti Peter Gallagherilta. Taasi uusi kunnari Suomelle ja meni tänne päätyverkkoihin asti. Eli nyt Farhan Asfal, Espanjan syöttäjä, on pienissä vaikeuksissa suomalaisten lyöjien kanssa, jotka ovat selvästi nyt tottuneet hänen syöttörytmiinsä ja löytäneet sen hyvän kohdan siitä mailasta, jolla lyödä espanjalainen syöttäjä kunnareiksi ulos tältä kentältä.
So a couple of maximums in this over already. Afzal's final one, he pushes that one through quicker and he just leans on it, Gallagher, and there's no run. So good comeback there. Just trying to see how many this over has gone for. 14 so far. 2 6s are wide and a single. So it's an expensive final over from Afzal. He's in again, right arm. This one again is a quickly delivered ball. It's pushed through and it's gone miles up in the air. There's a man on the mid-wicket boundary who takes the catch. No, he doesn't. He drops it and it's gone through. Has he gone for 6? He's gone for 6. That's 3rd 6 in this over for Gallagher. And oh dear, well, they won't like seeing that, the Spanish bench way to our right. It was a catch that he seemed to have taken, then he spilt it and it dribbled over the boundary rope. It's the 3rd maximum.
Ja taas uusi kunnari Peter Gallagherilta. Siinä oli espanjalaispelaajalla kyllä mahdollisuus ottaa koppi ja Peter Gallagher olisi palannut siinä, mutta ei saanut palloa kiinni, vaan se meni kentän ulkopuolelle ja Suomi sai 6 pistettä.
Next one, pushed into the onside. This is just going to be a single, mercifully for Spain. As the over ends, and it was an extraordinarily expensive one, 123 for 3. The Finnish Bears after 14. And I'm just thinking, how many would that have gone for? At least 20, that over. So we had 3 sixes, a wide and a single. So 21 off that over. Afzal's spell is finished. He'll be rather grateful. 4 overs, 1 for 38. He went for 9.5 and over. I'm quite glad to rest in the outfield now, I think, after that assault.
No niin, siinä oli aika hyvä syöttövuoro Suomelle, eli Asfalin, eli espanjalaissyöttäjän syöttövuorot ovat ohi. Hän on syöttänyt 4 syöttövuoroa ja Suomi sai hänen syöttövuoroistaan 38 juoksua. Ja Asfal sai taas Suomelta 1 lyöjän, eli kapteenin Nathan Collinsin, joka paloi. Keskiarvoltaan 9,5 juoksua oli Asfalilta tuo syöttövuoron keskiarvo, mikä tuli Suomelle pisteitä, 9,5 siis.
Right, another change of bowling from the far end, the Brewery end. Hennessy is into the attack now, right arm over, short delivery, waited on by Gallagher, dabbed into the offside and there is no run. Paul Hennessy, at number 2 on his back, very short statured bowler. Gallagher adjusting his gloves, 15th over, 123 for 3. That 160 is looking eminently reachable now. 170 they're gonna have their eyes on. At least this one's a huge hit from Gallagher. That's gone over wide mid wicket. That's into the bog there, I think, and that's 6 runs. They're gonna certainly need a rag after that one. Terrific shot from Hennessy. From Gallagher off Hennessy. Must be his 4th or 5th 6 now. And with that, 3 sixes rather, he moves on to 34 off 19.
Juu, ja siinä taas mahtava lyönti Peter Gallagherilta. Uudestaan kunnari, eli 6 pistettä Suomelle. Ja tässä voi mennä tovi, että pallo löydetään tuolta kentän ulkopuolelta. Että oli niin kova lyönti, että meni aidan yli tuonne, mikä tuo nyt onkaan, tuonne puroon, mikä tuossa on tässä krikettikentän vieressä. Mutta pallo löytyy nyt ja jatketaan kohta hommia. Espanjan syöttäjä Paul Hennessy, siis 28-vuotias, Englannissa syntynyt, mutta Espanjalle pelaava krikettipelaaja, on pelannut Middlesexille Englannissa alle 16-vuotiaille ja sen jälkeen muuttanut Espanjaan ja siellä pelaa Pintar Pirates-nimisille jengille. Tässä tosiaan Suomi nyt, kun alkavat pikkuhiljaa nämä syöttövuorot hupenemaan, niin nyt on noin 5,5 syöttövuoroa jäljellä, niin yrittää tehdä paljon juoksuja. Siinä taitaa olla laiton pallo. Hennessy, joo, kyllä laiton pallo. Ja siitä tulee 5 juoksua Suomelle, sillä se menee tästä kentältä pois.
Just the last ball was 2 wides. So Hennessy under a bit of pressure now. Not a nice time to come on. Finland are flying somewhat. He's just bowled that one way past the off stump. And this one again, a big swish from Gallagher. It's gone and beaten the keeper. They've gone through for a bye. Another throw, which could have gone for overthrows were it not for the 3rd man backing up, finally retrieving the ball. So another single to the total for Finland. Puste on 25 is on strike. Here's Hennessy, formerly of Middlesex. A slower ball, this one, and weighted on well by Puste, who just meets it at the pitch of the ball and drives up to long off for a single. I think that's all Spain can do at the moment. They're just trying to mix things up because D20, you see a lot of changes of pace, but then often it's the good line and length balls that get you wickets. And when they start going the distance, you run out of ideas. The next one is hoisted miles up in the air. It should be taken, and it is. Gallagher finally perishes. He's trying to have a big heave-ho at that one, to be honest. It went straight up in the air over the wicket-keeper's head. The man coming in off the boundary took the catch. That's the loss of the 4th Finnish wicket. And Peter Gallagher, after an enterprising, brutal innings at times, falls for 34 off 21 deliveries. 161 his strike rate. Finland at the end of coming to the end of the 15th over, 136 for 4.
No niin, ja siinä Suomen lyöjä Peter Gallagher paloi. Hän teki 20 pallosta 34 pistettä, eli erittäin hieno suoritus ja juuri mitä Suomi tarvitsi tuossa tämän inningsin keskiosassa. Seuraavaksi lyöntivuorossa taitaa olla numero 20, eli Amjad Sher Suomelle. Hän tulee sitten sinne Aniket Pushtain kanssa lyöntivuoroon ja varmasti sama aggressiivinen lyöntitapa jatkuu Suomelta tässä 4 viimeisen syöttövuoron aikana.
Yeah, the batsman cross, so Amjad Sher will be at the non-striker's end. Puste, who's on 26, is going to face the next delivery. Slow delivery, this one again, a big swing, but didn't time it. It dribbles out into the onside, and they get through for a quick single. And that ends Hennessy's over. 15 gone, 137 for 4. Puste's 27. Amjad Sher yet to get off the mark, and it'll be Puste facing the next over.
Yeah, you have to be really pleased with how Finland are playing so far. They had some other internationals in July this summer, and they travelled to Denmark, where they faced Denmark for 2 T20 matches and unfortunately lost both of them. So I think the way they've regathered themselves and regrouped, I think they'll be really pleased with the way they've done so far against Spain.
Right, another change of bowling. Kuldeep Karan, number 5, is going to be bowling from the end, the residential end that we're sat at. This one is up in the slot, driven nicely up to mid-off, or beyond mid-off. Fielder from long off comes around. They're very quick. Amjad Sher gets back for second. Terrific running. Now, as someone that plays with Amjad regularly, he is pretty quick between the wickets. And when he does get on strike, you're not going to see much nerdling. So that's clearly the approach. It's Puste, the man in form, and the man who's got his eye in. Hits that ball over the infield on the onside. They come through for another second because the fielder had to come quite a long way from that boundary on the mid-wicket side. Sort of lolloped over the fielder who's in the ring on the onside and slowed up. So there was a big chase for the fielder coming in off the boundary. Another 2 runs. This one just slow and dabbed down by Puste. It was a very slow delivery, fooled him slightly. He waited on it and just pushed it out into the offside. And they go through for a single. He moves to 32. Puste Sher now on strike. And, well, it's C hit with Amjad often. C ball, hit ball. And often when he hits it, it does stay hit. So let's see what his approach is going to be. Gentle right arm over. Now, this one again is in the slot and driven well by Amjad Sher. Up to very straight long on. And it's just a single. Brings Puste back onto strike, which is what he'll try to do, of course. With Puste with his eye in. He's going at a strike rate of around 170 at the moment. So giving him the strike will be the priority as Karan is in. And this one, he tries to paddle sweep into the onside. It falls in front of him and they go through for a quick single. The bowler picks up, he shies at the non-striking end. If he'd have hit, he'd have been well gone. As it is, they take an overthrow. So all rather calamitous, and a few smiles from Peter Hennessy, Paul Hennessy on the boundary rope here. I've seen a few of those this afternoon or this morning. Overthrows from the Spanish side.
Kyllä siinä 2 juoksua Suomelle, sillä Espanjan syöttäjä ei osunut hiloihin, kun hän yritti polttaa suomalaista lyöjää, kun hän juoksi tuossa hilojen välissä.
Puste's next delivery is another slow one, waited on by, Puste's waits on a slower delivery from Karan. Just dabs it into the offside to end the over and to retain the strike for the next one. He's on 35. The Finnish Bears after 16 overs now. 146 for 4. So going at their current rate with 4 overs left. Even 180, 190 might be in their sights now.
Absolutely. if they can hold their wickets intact, I can see them breaking 180 definitely. There's still more batting to come for the Finnish Bears. They have quite a strong lower order today. So it'll be interesting to see how they're going to be able to capitalize on the good start that they've made.
So the man with his eye in Puste, who's on 35, is going to face the next over from Hennessy. He comes down the wicket to him to make a full delivery, a full toss, but it evades him outside the off stump. It goes through to the keeper, who takes it idly, and there is once a dot ball, which will be a relief to the Spanish side. He's in again, Hennessy. This one is in the slot, just weighted on and pushed into the offside for a single. The fielder goes to throw the ball. The hat goes somewhere. His glasses go somewhere. The ball doesn't. So,
as you were saying earlier, Pushtai obviously knows of Amjad's abilities with the bat, and he's happy to take a single and rotate the strike. And let's see what Amjad can do here against Hennessy, who was slightly expensive in his first over earlier in the innings.
I fear for the spectators under the red umbrellas to the left if this one is in the slot and slow, as Amjad has a swing at this one. It's again, he's gone straight to extra cover and he's caught. So having built him up, I'm afraid I'll take some responsibility for a commentator's curse, but it was in the slot, and a sort of wristy drive really, trying to go over the head of mid-off, and unfortunately it's skewed slightly to the man there at wide extra cover, and that's the end of Amjad's share. He's gone for 147 for 5. Manesh Tambe will be the next man in. Chawan, sorry. Beg your pardon.
The guy that's doing the English commentator has to go in the afternoon.
Number
so
3,
we've got the Finnish
short
English
squat
speaking
figure.
one. You fancy some? Have you done any?
Goes to join Puste in the middle. 5 wickets down the Bears, and this of course is the one thing that will slow down your assault on a target of 180, 190 is losing wickets. But they've done well to get this far, with batting still in hand. So they'll still think that 180, 190 are within their sights. Hennessy 2 for 14 then with that wicket. So he's come on and done a little job at the end here for Spain. There's nothing that stops the run rate quite like wickets as he comes in again, right arm over. This one is a slow delivery. He's pushing forward. Big appeal for LBW. The wicketkeeper's not interested in his fielding anyways. They go through for what will be a leg by, it looks like. No, he must have got some bat on it. There's a run to Chawan. Brings Puste back onto strike. So we've got 3 men on the onside boundary, 1 at long off and 1 on the cover boundary. As he comes in slower ball, it's a full toss in the end, which evades Puste, who was just trying to drive that anywhere he could. But again, the change in pace defeated the batsman. So clever bowling this from Hennessy. He's come in at a time when he could have expected to take a bit of tap, but he's doing well. This one is on a length. This one is nicely turned off his hips though. Unfortunately straight down to the mid-wicket fielder, and they're going to come back for a second, and it's a close call this one. The umpire's having a look and he's given him. I mean, they pushed for second. There was a slight hesitation between the 2 batsmen as they turned, and unfortunately that hesitation has done for Puste, who's the man out, which will be a shame for the Bears because he was the man going. He might have been the man to call the run, but in the end he's run out, and the Bears lose their 6th wicket.
Ja siinä taas Suomen lyöjä Aniket Pushtai paloi, eli ei ehtinyt pesään sisälle, vaan espanjalainen kenttäpelaaja ehti polttaa hänet ennen kuin hän pääsi tuohon hiloihin asti. Samassa syöttövuorossa tosiaan Suomi menetti Amjad Sherin myös, joka oli toinen lyöjä. Ja nytten Suomella on 2 uutta lyöjää tuolla kentällä, jotka yrittävät nyt tässä viimeisten syöttövuorojen aikana lisää tuohon Suomen tämänhetkiseen pistetilanteeseen, eli Suomella on 149 juoksua ja 6 lyöjää on palannut. 3 syöttövuoroa on jäljellä. Lyöjinä tällä hetkellä Shoaib Qureshi ja Manish Chawan Suomelle. Ja Espanjan syöttäjä siinä jatkaa Kuldeep Karan.
So Puste went for 37 off 25 balls, and A nice little shot off the hips, this one off the toes, going down to backward square leg. They're going to pick up 2 runs here from Chauhan. Karan the bowler. 151 for 6 then, so the 150 up for the Finnish Bears with that 2 into the onside. Karan again, quicker ball. This is a lovely shot. It's gone miles in the air. I think it's going to beat the fielder who's running around from cover. It does, and it's gone for 6. So it's another maximum. And that's a long boundary to cover that from Chauhan. It is going down the slope, but the fielder who was on the cover boundary had to run a long way to his right, and in the end actually wouldn't have interested him because it was long enough to clear the rope.
Erittäin hieno lyönti siinä Manish Chauhanilta, Suomen lyöjältä, ja maksimipistemäärä eli 6 juoksua.
Here he is again then, Karan to Chauhan. This one is a slower one. He's really tonked that one into the onside. The man at long on is interested, but he's not going to get there again. It's another maximum. So consecutive 6s. And, well, Chauhan's gone in and he's got an obvious game plan and he's not going to hang around. He moves to 15 off just the 4 balls. That gives you a strike rate of 375 at the moment.
Ja selvästi Chauhan ei ole tuolla leikkimässä, vaan hän haluaa tehdä tuhoa mahdollisimman paljon ja toinen kunnari perään.
So terrific striking. 163 for 6, the Finnish Bears. Oh, he's bowled him. That was a good ball in the end. It was a full ball, a Yorker, and you knew what he was trying to do, but he was just a little late coming down on it. And well, Chauhan has perished, but he's done a good job in the 2020 context, really. You face 4 balls, you knock 15. But that only brings Jonathan Skamans to the wicket. And, well, Jonathan, used to batting up the order in some formats as well. So he's a very useful batsman. Terrific little innings, though, there. 163 for 7, Finnish Bears, in the 18th over.
Siinä Manish Chauhan valitettavasti paloi, että hän löi 2 kunnaria ja sitten Espanjan syöttäjä onnistui osumaan hiloihin pallolla. Seuraavana lyöjänä Jonathan Skamans, ihan Suomessa syntynyt, oli aikoinaan tai pari vuotta sitten Suomen maajoukkojen kapteeni myös. Ja hän on tottunut lyömään myös ylempänä tuossa lyöjätaulukossa, että nyt on vielä odotetaan, että tulee hyviä suorituksia Suomen lyöjiltä, ettei missään tapauksessa ole nytten NS Rabbits in the headlights.
Yeah. I have no idea what that was finishing, but there you go. Somebody understood. Karan is going to continue. 2 balls left in this over. Skamans is the man to face. Full length delivery. He's immediately getting down towards one knee and just cutting that into the offside for a single up to deep point. Good bat speed from Jonathan Skamans there. Qureshi is the new batsman who's going to face. So 2 new batsmen out the crease as Karan is in. This one is a full-length delivery which is driven straight back to the bowler, and he takes a wonderful catch. He really did middle that one, and in his follow-through, Karan, high above his head, just really reached out and took it on instinct. Terrific catch, and that's the end of Qureshi, who I think has gone for a golden quack.
Ja siinä Shoaib Qureshi, Suomen lyöjä, paloi. Mahtava reaktiokoppi Espanjan syöttäjältä siinä, että aika ihme tuossa oli, että itse katoin, että Qureshi löi palloa erittäin hyvin, mutta niin vain syöttäjä sai kätensä väliin ja seuraava suomalainen lyöjä numero 17, Nurul Huda.
So caught and bowled by Karan for a golden duck. Getting out after only facing 1 ball, but that's what you had to do, and it's very often the risk at the end of the innings.
Suomella nyt 184 juoksua ja 8 palannutta lyöjää, eli 2 lyöjää jäljellä, eli nyt Suomi yrittää päästä tuohon 20 syöttövuoron loppuun ja samalla varmistaa, että tekevät niin paljon juoksuja kuin mahdollista. Tulee olemaan kiinnostavaa, miten he tässä yrittävät samalla suojella hilojaan ja tehdä paljon juoksuja Suomen puolelle.
Well, here we go then. We're into the 19th over, and it's going to be Hennessy bowling to Skamans, who drives really pleasantly through the offside. It's gone up to the point boundary, and they're going to settle for a single into the 19th penultimate over. 165 for 8, and it'll be Finland's priority now. The priority of the these two to not lose any more wickets and bat out the 20 overs, because they've gone so well. It would be criminal really not to see out the 20 overs, which you've got to make sure you do. So the man on strike now is Nuru, who just drives that up to, or tries to drive straight, but it's fielded by the bowler. Nurul Huda, number 17. Short batsman, short bowler. He looks to skid the ball on a little bit when he's not slowing the pace of the delivery down. He waits now for Hennessy, the Englishman. Slower ball, he waits on it, just dabs it out into the onside. Hennessy goes to field, stumbles, tries to field again, stumbles. They think about a run a couple of times, but in the end decide against it. So 2 dot balls and a single off the first one of this over. So Spain have done well to claw this back at the end. It was looking dangerous for them. Here's Hennessy, right-handed. Nurul Huda waits for it, just blocks it out into the offside, and they amble through for a single. So just 2 from this over, the penultimate over then of the 20. Jonathan Scaman's on strike. I think he's going to have to try and see if he can clear the ropes with one of these final 2 deliveries from Hennessy, who's been mixing up his pace well. This one is a full-length delivery, and he's driven through the offside. That might evade the cover boundary fielder, but it doesn't, who actually cuts it off well in the end, and there's only a single. So another single, 3 off this over. This brings Nurul Huda back onto strike. And what's he going to do here? He's bowled well as Hennessy at the end. He's in, right arm over. This one's a full toss, which is smacked over the head of extra cover. That's going to reach the boundary after a couple of bounces. And finally, a bit of pressure relief for the Bears at the end of that over, with a 4 from Nurul Huda. And the Bears at the end of that over, the final over to come, 171 for 8.
Ja Suomen lyöntivuoron viimeinen syöttövuoro alkaa seuraavaksi. Tällä hetkellä Suomella on juoksuja 171 ja 2 lyöjää vielä täällä varastossa, jos tulee paloja. Varmasti nytten Suomi yrittää päästä vähintään tuohon 180 pisteen määrään. Se on tarpeeksi iso pistemäärä, jotta sitä voi aika hyvin puolustaa sitten seuraavaksi, kun tulevat kentälle ja Espanja pääsee lyöntivuoroon.
So this final over is going to be bowled by Atif Mahmood for Spain. Finland 171 for 8. That 180, 190 mark. 190 looks a little far away now, but certainly 180 would be good in this final over. So we're going to have Mahmood, the left armour, who's changed ends, who's running away from us now. We're at this residential end, we're calling it here in Kerava. 3 overs for 1 for 21 so far. As he comes in now, up to the wicket. This one is a length delivery, swatted by Scamans into the onside. They're going to push for a second. Scamans wants it, but he's sent back. So just a single. 172 for 8. Nurul Huda on strike then. Right armour facing the left, right-hander facing the left armour. This is a big swing. This has gone miles up in the air towards the long on. And it's gone for 4, I believe. My sight's slightly obscured. Just waiting on the umpire, who looks like he's going to give a 4. He does. Some interest in a catch, I thought, when he connected with that, but it's a welcome boundary for the Bears. 176 for 8. 1 and 4 off this final over. 176. Perhaps 190 again is on the cards as he comes in. The left armour. This one is weighted on by the batsman, who just cuts it out into the offside. There's a shy at the stumps from the point fielder. Misses, but backed up well, and it's only a single. 177 for 8. Jonathan Scamans will be on strike now. There's only one man out on the boundary on the offside. not counting long off the cover fielder, and he's gone for a swinger. That's gone over the wicketkeeper's head. This could race away for 4. I think the fielder has cut it off just in time, and they do come back for 2. It was a bit of a strange shot, a bit of a swipe in all truth, and it sort of bounced into the floor. Wicketkeeper was made to look a bit of a fool. The upshot is 2 runs for the Bears, 179 for 8. 1, 4, 1, 2. 8 off this over, this final over. A 6 would be good for the Bears here. Push them well past 180. Left armer is in full toss. He's driving straight, and the bowler misfields, so they're only going to pick up a single. They're going to come back for a second, which is pushing it, but there was a slightly lazy throw, I have to say, and they do get back in the end for 2. So good running. Final ball to come then. 181 for 8. A maximum would be the job here. Skemans is the man who's going to face this final ball from the left armour, and he swings, and that one's going to make the boundary. That's gone over the head of Point and away for 4 runs, and they do end with a boundary, the Finnish Bears, which means they finish on 185 for 8 off their 20 overs. And we talked, Marcel, throughout that, from about the 12th over onwards, 180, 190 mark was perhaps a little optimistic, but then it became much more realistic, and they'll be extremely happy, I would have thought, that with that Finnish Bears after their 20 overs.
Absolutely, I'm sure that's one of the highest totals that they've been able to set for a team in their T20 internationals. So I'm sure they'll be optimistic going into defending that total next onto the field. Ja sitten suomeksi, eli Jonathan Skeman siinä hienosti tuon syöttövuoron viimeisestä pallosta löi 4. Se toi Suomelle yhteensä 185 pistettä tuosta heidän 20 syöttövuorosta. Ja se on kyllä erittäin hyvän kokoinen pistemäärä, ja varmasti Suomen Karhut, heillä on ihan positiivinen fiilis nyt, kun menevät seuraavaksi kentälle ja yrittävät puolustaa tuota pistemäärää pallo kädessä, ja Espanja taas menevät sitten lyöntivuoroon. Tässä on nyt minuutin juomatauko ennen kuin jengit palaavat tuohon kentälle, ja tosiaan Suomi menee syöttövuoroon ja Espanja sitten taas lyöntivuorossa. Eli jos sä nyt haluaa ostaa baarista jotain tai hakea kahvia tai käydä vessassa, niin nyt on optimaali hetki tehdä se. Ja mekin poistumme tästä pikku breikille ja palaamme heti kun cricketti action alkaa uudelleen.
And it's a warm welcome back to the Kerava National Cricket Ground here in Finland. We're just past the halfway stage where Spain, who are now in the field and ready to, or the two batsmen at the crease ready to chase down this target of 186 set by the Finnish Bears. After their 20 overs, 185 for 8 was the eventual score set by the Bears. And the two men who will be opening the innings for Spain are Hennessy and Afzal. Hennessy, who bowled very well towards the end of the Finnish Bears innings, and Afzal, who took a little bit of tap during his spell. But they're the men to open. 186 the target then, and we're about to get underway soon.
No niin, ja Suomen karhut nyt valmiina puolustamaan heidän 185 juoksun pistemääräänsä, eli Espanja tarvitsee 186 juoksua voittakseen tämän ottelun. Heillä avaamassa lyöntivuoroa on numero 2 Paul Hennessy ja numero 10 Farhan Asfal.
And it will be Afzal who's going to face the first ball from Amjad Sher, who's running towards us from that brewery end. It's a short one and it's hooked into the onside. This could be a 4 to start with for the Spanish Toros, the Bulls, as the ball creeps over the boundary and they get underway with a 4. Short ball from Sher, a little bit of a loosener in truth, and just helped on its way through square leg by the tall Afzal, number 10 on his back, well-built man. I'm sure he wouldn't mind me calling him a veteran. Man in his 40s now. So Sher again, as Afzal waits. He's in right arm over, slingy action. This one beats him outside the off stump. He was just trying to guide that down past Gully, but that beat him for pace that time. Finnish Bears, they've got sort of wide, probably third slip in place and a gully. Only 2 men allowed outside the fielding circle. There's a man at third man. As the next one is short outside the off stump and it's just cut forward a square over extra cover's head. It was in the air for a while. They're going to come back for a second, but it wasn't a controlled shot. 2 runs nonetheless. And some good fielding, yes, from the Finnish Bears, who should be alert. They've got a good target, a good total to defend here. At 6 already, without loss after 3 deliveries. Here's Sher again, a slingy action. This one goes past the outside of the off stump through to the keeper. Here's Jonathan Skamans, who practices a few shadow takes behind the stumps. He's standing a fair way back. Sher probably the quickest on show here today. You can make the ball swing when the conditions suit. A bit more cloud today here at Kerava as he's in again. This one's slightly short of the length and it's clubbed through the offside, but it's brilliantly fielded at extra cover. And the throw comes in. There could be a run out here. It's terrific fielding. He's given him. That is terrific fielding. It was a great shot. It was a short ball. It went straight to extra cover. There was a diving stop to his right from the fielder there, who then picked up the ball through to the keeper's end. Skamans was behind the stumps. It was a good throw in the end. It was a tight call. The umpire took a little while to have a look, but he's given him. And Hennessy is making his way back, not having faced a delivery.
Ja aivan mahtavaa kenttäpelaamista tuossa Suomelta. Eli espanjalainen lyöjä osui palloon, mutta Suomen kenttäpelaaja blokkasi sen ja sai sen heitettyä hilavahdille takaisin erittäin nopeasti, joka sitten onnistui polttamaan espanjalaisen lyöjän ennen kuin hän pääsi takaisin tuohon lyöntipesään. Espanjalainen lyöjä Hennessy nytten paloi, vaikka ei päässyt lyömään kertaakaan palloa. Tähän asti Suomen ensimmäisestä syöttövuorosta on mennyt 6 juoksua Espanjalle ja heiltä on palannut 1 lyöjä. Tässä syöttövuorossa 1 pallo jäljellä ja Suomen syöttäjä on Amjad Sher.
Well, it was Qureshi in the field who should get all the plaudits there. It was a terrific stop in the first place on its own, never mind the gather and the throw to the stumps, which ran out Hennessy. So a mixed bag this opening over. And 6 from it, but a wicket too. The new batsman is Yasir Ali, number 11 on his back, in the red and yellow of Spain, as Sher comes in the blue of Finland. And the first ball is defended. Sher picks up on his follow through, and that's the end of an eventful over then, as Spain reach 6 for 1 after the first over, in chase of this target of 186. And I should just take this opportunity to say, if you are listening to us in the southern Finland area and you're thinking of coming along, there's another match this afternoon, but by then I can't guarantee that the terrific salmon soup that they're providing to the patrons here today will still be, well, there'll still be any left. It is wonderful, and if you get down quick, I would urge you to. Come and enjoy what is a terrific atmosphere down here. I understand there'll be a barbecue going later. There's plenty of food available. And another match to go this afternoon. We're promised fairly good weather, the possibility of the odd shower later. Anyway, we've got Chauhan now, who's going to bowl the second over from the end that we're sat, what we're calling the residential end here, as he comes in right arm over, and he bowls. It's a full toss, and it's hammered into the onside. They're going to pick up 2 certainly here, I think, although there is again a delay. Afzal probably not the quickest between the wickets, getting on a bit, but they pick up 2 easily in the end. Afzal goes on to 8 from 6. He's already hit 1 boundary in that first over from Sher. So Chauhan turns and runs away from us. He's got a wide mid on. He's got a straight mid off. 3 men pointing in the covers. This one is through the covers. That's a good shot. He's really got hold of that one. It's beaten all those 3 men in the cover region, gone through to the cover boundary for 4. Dropping slightly short, and he's a tall man on the back foot. He can swing through that, and the ball travelled pretty quickly.
Ja siinä hieno lyönti Espanjan Farhan Asfalilta, 4 juoksua Espanjalle. Ja hänen parikseen tuohon lyöntivuoroon on tullut uusi espanjalainen lyöjä Yasir Ali. Suomen syöttäjä tällä hetkellä Manish Chauhan.
He's into Afzal now. This one's a better delivery, although it's called wide. It was a good length, but it was just swinging away, and the wicketkeeper had to tumble to his right to take it. 12 from 7 is Afzal at the moment. 13 for 1 then in the second over, chasing 186. Mohan top scoring for the Bears with 41. Puste 37, Chauhan's in, shorter delivery but pulled into the onside, outside off stump, and they take no run because it was straight to the fielder there. Wide-ish mid-wicket or wide-ish mid-on. It's quite wide, mid-off is very straight, but he pulled that from the offside, so he's clearly looking for that leg side boundary as Chauhan is in again. Stuttering run, right arm over. This one's a better length, slightly outside off stump, chopped into the offside, fielded at point, straight back to the keeper, no run. So a welcome dot ball. 2 for wide dot so far, 7 off this over. And I'm going to ask Marcel to work out their required run rate, needing 186 off 20. My maths is hopeless. As Chauhan comes in, this one again looking for the onside, but straight to the fielder. A solid hit, but he didn't time it completely. And it went straight into the ground and to the fielder on the bounce. No run. So after that boundary, this has been a good end to the over. 3 dot balls in a row. That one's a slower one. He chops down on it, backward of points. Picked up by one-handed by the fielder there. Gets the fielder the throw in. Slightly ragged, but they were easily through for a single. End of the over then. 14 for 1 after 2, chasing a reminder 186.
Ja siinä Suomen toisen syöttövuoron loppu, ja Espanjalla on 14 juoksua, eli tarvitsevat noin 162 juoksua vielä voittakseen tämän ottelun. Tähän asti ihan hyvä aloitus Suomelta, vielä pari lyöjäpaloa kun saisi, niin sitten Suomi olisi erittäin vahvalla tässä ottelussa, mutta katsotaan nyt kun kukas palaa tuohon, Amjad Sher palaa tähän syöttövuoroon.
So Sher will continue running down the slope. This one is on a length and it's driven up to to mid-off, where it's fielded cleanly and there is no run. And he clearly looks Afzal as if he's got one game plan here. He's a big solid chap. I don't think he'll be rotating the strike too often. He's going to look to clear the boundary as Sher is in. That one's a straighter ball again. Tried to club into the leg side, but only manages to go straight up to mid-off. And it's again no run to 2 dot balls. Good start to the over. A bit more cloud around Kerava now. Sun just hiding behind the clouds as Sher is in. That's a good delivery. It's on the pad, looking to turn it into the onside. A half-hearted appeal. No run, but it's a welcome dot ball again. 3 dot balls in a row. And this third over for the Finnish Bears, who I'm quite certain would have bitten your hand off for 185 for 8 after their 20 overs. Sher. Big strike by Afzal. Straight drive up to mid-off again. It looks like a favourite region of his, but he's picking out the field at every turn here, and it's another dot ball. So this is good pressure building this by the Finnish Bears. They look up for it in the field. Certainly if that run out in that first over was anything to go by. But they've got a target to defend, and that gives you some confidence, doesn't it? Here's Sher. He pulls out of his run. So he turns and walks back to his mark. Number 20 on his back. Tall, lithe bowler. Very slingy action. Gets the ball to swing a lot. The white ball, of course, quite new still. This one is on the toes of Afzal. There's an appeal. The non-striker came halfway down the pitch looking for a quick run. Afzal had got his back turned to him and wasn't interested. The throw came in. It's hit the batsman, I think, who looks in a little bit of pain. But the upshot of all that is it's a 5th dot ball in a row. Afzal's down on his haunches, the batsman. He looks like he's in some sort of pain. The non-striker is pulling at his hamstring. It's like emergency ward 9 out there for the moment. The Finnish Bears won't mind this. As Afzal, the batsman, stretches his hamstring, prepares to face Sher. His final ball of this over. A maiden so far. 14 for 1, the Spanish Bulls. Here's Sher, full delivery, again, driven up to mid-off, and again, a dot ball, and that's a maiden from Sher. Terrific over. 3rd over gone, 14 for 1, chasing 186.
Ja 3 syöttövuoroa on mennyt, ja tuo oli erinomainen syöttövuoro Amjad Sheriltä. Espanja ei saanut tuosta syöttövuorosta yhtään juoksua tehtyä itsellensä. Vaikka lyöjä osui palloon hyvin, niin suomalainen kenttäpelaaja oli aina oikeassa paikassa oikeaan aikaan, ja espanjalaiset lyöjät eivät saaneet pisteitä kerättyä. Siinä oli myös mahdollisuus polttaa Espanjan syöttäjä heittämällä hiloihin, mutta pallo taisi osua espanjalaisen lyöjän takareiteen, kun tuossa oli se polttamistilaisuus. Ja nyt Chauhan jatkaa.
Yeah, Chauhan continuing. That's a Yorker length delivery outside off stump. Just chopped into the offside, no run. That's 7 consecutive dot balls then. So the pressure starting to build after quite a racy start for the Bulls, chasing this 186. 172 then to win off 101 balls. And here's Chauhan again. That's a good delivery. It's a straight one, it's on a good length. It's just turned into the onside, fielded well. Again, another dot ball. And these are vital in 2020 cricket, just to build pressure as much as anything else. Spain having lost that early wicket, run out Hennessy without facing. Some excellent fielding from the Bears. Here's Chauhan again, slightly stuttering run. And again, a great delivery, very straight. It's taken him high up on the pad. An appeal there, but it looked a little bit too high. But again, it's another It's another delivery where there is no run scored. And all these build and build and build. Ali then facing yet to get off the mark. A good length delivery. Guided into the offside to point. Another dot ball. And you can hear the chatter in the field from the Finnish Bears. They know they're on top at the moment. Chowan in again. He's down the wicket this time, and there's a big swing, head up in the air. This has gone up towards point. It's taken easily, and that's the second wicket down. Chauhan, with that persistent line and length, has forced the batsman after all those dot balls to go for the big shot. And he completely miscued that. He was looking for somewhere over cow corner. It just rocketed up into the air. And an easy catch for the man at point, who had a couple of yards to make to behind him before taking that above his head. And it's the second Spain wicket down. And it's 14 for 2 after 3.5 overs.
No niin, ja Espanjan toinen lyöjä on palannut. Siinä oli hieno syöttö Chauhanilta ja mahtava koppi suomalaiselta kenttäpelaajalta. Tällä hetkellä Espanjalla 14 juoksua, 2 palannutta lyöjää ja kohta puolin yhden pallon jälkeen 4 syöttövuoroa kokonaisuudessaan mennyt. Eli tähän asti Suomi on onnistunut erittäin hyvin tässä pysäyttämään Espanjan juoksujen tekemisen ja kasvattamaan painetta tuolla hyvällä kenttäpelaamisella, että kohta puolin Espanjan lyöjien pitää tässä aggressiivisesti yrittää saavuttaa tuota Suomen juoksumäärää pikkuhiljaa. Eli Chauhan jatkaa vielä yhden pallon verran tätä syöttövuoroa.
So a great start for the Finnish Bears in defence of this total of 186, 14 for 2, the Spanish Bulls. Los Toros. Just a delay while the batsmen changed because they did cross after that last wicket. So it'll now be Afzal facing. Chauhan's final delivery of this over. He's taken on the pad. That's a good shout, and he's given. First ball, he's got him. 2 and 2. Well, there was no hesitation from the umpire then. That was kept a little bit low to me. And when there's no height issue involved, then it's always likely the finger's gone up. And it's 2 and 2 for Chauhan, which means on his next over he'll be on a hat-trick.
Ja Chauhanilta toinen espanjalaislyöjän polttaminen 2 palloon, eli sitten kun hän jatkaa seuraavaa syöttövuoroaan, niin Chauhanilla on mahdollisuus saada hattutemppu. Tuossa oli erittäin hyvä syöttö ja se osui espanjalaislyöjää tuohon jalkasuojuksiin, jotka olivat tuossa hilojen edessä. Eli cricketitermeittäin pallon syy oli leg before wicket, eli toisin sanoen pallo olisi osunut noihin puisiin keppeihin eli hiloihin, jos lyöjä ei olisi laittanut jalkaansa siihen eteen, joten tämän takia tuomari antoi päätöksen, että espanjalaispelaaja paloi. Kolmas espanjalaislyöjä tulee nyt rinkiin, se on numero 17 taitaa olla, jos näen oikein, eli Nurul Huda.
So Ali gone for naught. Afzal gone for 13. Ali went for naught. Hennessy for naught. 14 for 3 now after 4 overs. The Spanish Bulls, they're in some trouble now. It's Chris Munoz Mills is the new batsman. He's got number 7 on his back. And he's preparing to face this third over from Sher. He's running towards a short ball, pulled into the onside. Oh, it wasn't far away from the square leg fielder. He's got to chase behind him. They're resisting a second, although they're thinking about it now, and he's come in the ball. It could have been another run out, some rather inconsistent calling. And they're looking at each other, the batsmen. One of them wants a word, the other one's not so sure. So the pressure telling, as it would do at 15 for 3. I think there was an easy 2 there, to be quite honest. It was just some rather reticent running, as Ahmed is the new man who's going to be facing his first delivery. So 2 new batsmen to the crease. Mills has faced 1 delivery. Ahmad yet to face his first, and he's waiting now. Right-handed batsman. The Scher right arm over comes in. That one's slightly short of a length, dabbed into the offside. Point fielder rushes in, keeps it to a dot ball, and the pressure continues to build. They're in big trouble now at the moment, Spain. 15 for 3 in the fifth, chasing 186. So Finland will be very happy with this so far. The Scher is in. That one's a good delivery, beats him outside the off stump. It's a terrific delivery, and he holds his hands to his head, Scher, as do most of the Bears fielders. But he's just starting to work up ahead of steam, Scher, and although it's difficult to tell from our commentary position, there's probably a bit of movement out there away from the right-handed batsman. He's still got what you might call secondish slip in place in this power play over. 2 men outside the ring, of course. It's a full toss, this one, driven up to mid-off. And again, no run. So 1 dot 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 in this over. And it'll be interesting to see whether they keep Amjad Scher going after this third over or leave one back for him later. But they might just want to pick up wickets quickly as he comes in. This one is driven slightly in the air, and for a moment the bowler was interested, but it went in that place that seems to be attracting the ball all innings, mid-off. And again, it's no run as the plane goes in overhead towards Helsinki-Vantaa Airport, which is just a few kilometres away from us here, right on the flight path. So if you're a cricket fan on an incoming flight, you might get a little welcome surprise as you get to Helsinki. This one beats the batsman outside the off stump, but it beats the keeper as well. It's run down behind him. They could have taken 2, but in the end it's 4 byes. So a slight spoiling to the end of that over, but nonetheless it was a good one. And the Bulls, after 5 overs, chasing 186, are 19 for 3, Marcel.
Eli espanjalaisilla 19 juoksua ja 3 palannutta lyöjää näin 5 syöttövuoron jälkeen. 15 syöttövuoroa jäljellä, ja tosiaan tällä hetkellä tämä peli on Suomella kontrollissa. Paine kasvaa pikkuhiljalleen espanjalaisille lyöjille, että heidän täytyy nyt yrittää saada näitä kunnareita, jotta saavat Suomen juoksumäärän. Ja Sawan Chawan jatkaa syöttämistä Suomelle.
Chawan's continuing. He's hit him on the pad again. There's a big appeal. The umpire's not interested. It looked like it might have been going down leg. Chawan that time bowling to Munoz Mills. That was his hat-trick ball, of course, yeah. We forgot that. He took 2 with the last 2 deliveries of his previous over. And that wasn't far away from being a hat-trick, which would have been something quite rare in cricket. Possibly the first hat-trick in an international match at Kerala. Who knows? Here's Chauhan again. Full toss, driven up to mid-off again. It's a familiar routine at the moment. You feel that these Spanish batsmen have already got in their minds that they need to do this in big hits, because there's not much urgency to rotate the strike, and the scoreboard pressure is telling a little bit as Chauhan comes in over the wicket. This one again, taking him on the pad. It was a bit of a nothing shot, just trying to scoop it into the onside. Took him perhaps high up on the thigh pad and going down leg side. The tall batsman. And there's no run. So dot dot dot. This is terrific stuff from Chauhan. 2.3 overs. 2 for 8 so far. This one is up in the air towards cover, and it just falls in front of the diving fielder. But again, it was a chance. He was leaning into the shot, and he got through it a little bit early, I think. It was not what you call a chance, but it wasn't far away, probably a metre or so. They take a single. They won't mind that, the Bears, because it also brings on to strike Ahmed, who's yet to get off the mark. 20 for 3. Chauhan, small, number 3 on his back, goes in. That's a nice forward defensive shot out into the offside, but again, no run. It really is showing now, this pressure. And that's what a big total does. I'd say it's a big total for Kerava as well, which is not the quickest ground. Very sort of lush outfield. And quite a large ground. A bit of a slope, hard to score at least on one side of the ground. Chowan in then. And again, another very good length delivery, probably on off stump, just defended out into the offside to end the over. It's another terrific over. And 2 wickets for 9 after 3 overs from Chauhan. End of the 6th, end of the power play, 20 for 3 in chase of 186, Marcel.
Ja edelleen erittäin hienoa syöttämistä Chauhanilta. Hän on nyt 3 syöttövuoroa syöttänyt ja saanut 2 espanjalaislyöjää poltettua ja antanut vain 9 juoksua espanjalaisille. Tällä hetkellä näyttää kyllä erittäin hyvältä ja aurinkokin on tullut uudestaan pilvien takaa ulos. Eli eiköhän kaikki nautita tästä karhujen hienosta pelaamisesta.
Right, Scher has finished his spell, 3 overs at the brewery end, as we are now referring it. And Qureshi is going to replace him. Qureshi, who was the man behind that terrific run out in the first over. He's in. Short and skiddy, and that's almost a terrific diving catch at mid-wicket. It was clubbed into the onside. It wasn't a bad shot. He did time it, travelled quickly, and the fielder there at mid-wicket, diving to his left, 2 hands he got to it, but it just popped out, and that's another chance. It was a single.
Ja Shoaib Qureshi nyt Suomen uusi syöttäjä tässä näin, ja heti ensimmäisellä pallolla melkein tilanne Suomelle, jossa olisi voinut espanjalaislyöjä saada poltettua. Ja toinen pallo Qureshilta on sitten leveä, eli laiton pallo. Siitä tulee Espanjalle 1 piste, ja tämä syöttö joudutaan uudelleen syöttämään.
Qureshi's next ball is a wide, outside off stump. He's in again. That's a good ball. That's guided down through what would be the slip cordon, down to third man. They just pick up a single. Ahmed is off the mark then with 1. Munoz Mills on 3. As the sun comes out again here in Kerava. It's not what we'd probably call Spanish temperatures, but it's not bad for Finland in mid-August, as Qureshi is in. That one's a wide delivery again outside the off stump. I'm just struggling to pick up his line a bit here, but they have runs in the bank and a fair amount of pressure on the Spanish side at the moment. The first of these 3 internationals, full internationals they are now between these 2 sides. They're no longer deemed friendlies, but full internationals by the International Cricket Council. Next one outside off stump, dabbed into the offside, straight to the fielder, no run. Pressure continues. 1 wide, 1 wide dot, 4 off the over, which is fine from a Finnish Bears perspective, having set 186 as the target. The power play has finished, which means there are more fielders allowed outside on the boundary. We'll go through those when you get a second. This one is a big swing from the batsman, and it's missed outside the off stump through to the keeper. So we've got five fielders allowed out now. We've got 1 at long on, we've got 1 at very straight long off, 1 at deep square leg, 1 at deep mid wicket. There's Qureshi again. That one is clubbed over extra cover. It's going to interest the fielder on the cover boundary, and he's got it. The 4th wicket falls, Spain. And, well, he got hold of it, but it went straight to the fielder, who was riding the boundary out on the cover fence. And they strike again. It's all falling apart for Spain here at the moment. 24 for 4, coming towards the end of the 7th over.
Ja Espanjalta siinä paloi 4. syöttäjä. Hän osui palloon ihan hyvin, mutta se meni suoraan suomalaiselle kenttäpelaajalle, joka otti hyvän kopin samalla kun juoksi palloa vastaan tuolta ulkokentältä. Espanjalla tällä hetkellä 24 juoksua, 4 lyöjää on palannut ja 1 pallo, niin 7 syöttövuoroa on mennyt tästä heidän 20 syöttövuoron pelistään. Hienosti Suomi on pelannut ja kasvattanut painetta. Tässä näkyy kapteenin tärkeys tässä pelissä, sillä kapteeni asettaa kenttäpelaajat sinne minne haluaa ja tällä hetkellä Espanjalla on suuria vaikeuksia läväistä tuo Suomen sisäkenttä, missä nuo pelaajat odottavat palloa.
And the next ball to finish the over from Qureshi. He's missed outside the off stump, through to the keeper for a dot to end that over. A terrific over. Munoz Mills going for 3, caught by Cher on the cover boundary off Qureshi. So 7 overs gone, 24 for 4. You have to say now this is Finland's to lose. So we talked earlier how they would have bitten your hand off to take 185 for 8, batting first, having won the toss. They'd have chomped the rest of you if you'd have told them you'd got had the opposition at 24 for 4 after 7. Chauhan's going to continue. He's going to see his spell out here. His 4th over. And why not? He's bowled extraordinarily well. It's been a terrific little spell. 2 for 9 off his 3 so far as he's in. And that's just clipped off the toes into the onside. Not picked up cleanly by the fielder, and they run through for a single, but a single is fine from the Finnish perspective. And you can always tell when a team's on top because of the volume that you hear from the fielders out in the field. And it's noticeable that the Spanish bench away to our right here is very quiet, and even a single gets some applause. There's a huge plane comes in overhead. Here's Chauhan, full delivery on the pads, clip down to fine leg. And they take 2. New batsman is Lau. Ahmed it was who picked up the 2 then. And 2s and 1s, the Finnish pairs will take as Chauhan comes in. Slightly short of this one, dabbed to point. Again, the quick single. Some very alert fielding from Finland as well today, which always seems to be the way when you've got a target to defend. Don't forget, 3:30 this afternoon, there's another match between these two, another one tomorrow as well. So if you fancy coming along, please do. As Chauhan bowls, slower delivery. This one looked like it came out the back of the hand a bit, and it's just pushed up to mid-on, and they get through for a single. But this is good, accurate, consistent bowling, and whereas Spain seemed to me, Marcel, to mix up things a bit too much sometimes when they were bowling, probably because they were under the pump a little bit at times. Finland have stuck to a pretty rigid bowling pattern here. They're just looking for line and length, and that's another one that's just all he can do, the batsman, is dab it out into the offside and go through for a single. So 6 off the overs so far. We're into the 8th, 30 for 4, chasing 186. And this will be Chauhan's final delivery of his spell, 2 for 15, including a maiden, which is terrific figures. This one turned into the onside. Mid-wicket picks up, shies at the stumps, the bowler's end. It's not a direct hit. The batsman's home. But again, it's just a single, and Chauhan finishes his spell of 4 overs. 1 maiden, 2 for 16. Spain 31 for 4 after 8 overs, chasing 186.
Ja näin 8 syöttövuoron jälkeen Espanjalla 31 juoksua ja 4 palannutta lyöjää, eli Suomen kenttäpelaaminen on ollut aivan mahtavaa tähän asti, ja Espanjalla on nyt iso duuni edessä, jotta saisivat tästä matsista käännettyä tämän itsellensä voitoksi. Tosiaan katsojat, tiedoksi siinä teidän edessä on semmoinen oranssi pöytä, missä on biofuel palautumis- ja urheilujuomatuotteita. Ne ovat vapaassa käytössä ja siellä voi käydä sekoittamaan itsellensä urheilujuomaa näin, jos aurinko tuntuu vähän liian lämpimältä.
Qureshi is continuing. Big sweet swipe from the batsman who misses it, and then a throw from the wicketkeeper. Misses the stumps and misses the backup fielders, and they go through for a cheeky single, which isn't great, but Finland can afford this. Lau on 4, Ahmed on 5. Qureshi into his second over. Big swing. This has gone over the head of the slip cordon. Or isn't the slip cordon, but there it would have been, and it's gone down for 4 runs. Very fine. The man at third man just too wide to be able to cut that off, but a welcome boundary for the Finnish Bulls. Spanish Bulls, I apologise. I'm getting all my Bulls and my Bears mixed up today, which is easily done. In a warm shed sat in Kerava. I'll just call them Finland and Spain. I think that's much easier. We can leave the fauna out of it. This next one from Qureshi tries to dab down to third man again, but it's a wide. So Chauhan, just to give you his figures again, he's finished 4 overs, 2 for 16, including being on a hat-trick. As Qureshi comes in running towards, big step down the wicket by the batsman who's swung that up in the air. It's gone up to the fielder in the covers, who taking the ball behind him on the run. Made light work of that. The 5th wicket is down for Spain, and they're in big trouble now. Qureshi picks up his second, and it's all looking rather too easy for Finland at the moment.
Yes, absolutely. Some very good bowling being backed up by some even better fielding by the Finnish players here. Ja suomeksi vielä, että tuossa taas Espanjan pelaaja tai lyöjä paloi. Erinomaista kenttäpelaamista Suomelta ja kenttäpelaajat ottavat tällä hetkellä hyvällä prosentilla noita koppeja, mitä Espanjan lyöjät tarjoavat niille. Tällä hetkellä 37 juoksua Espanjalla tehtynä ja 5 lyöjää on palannut 8,3 syöttövuoron jälkeen. Uusi espanjalainen lyöjä on pelaaja numero 1, Ravi Panchal, ja heidän on tästä pikkuhiljaa nyt saatava juoksuja kerättyä, sillä muuten tämä näyttää kyllä ehdottomasti siltä, että Suomi vie tämän ensimmäisen ottelun tänään. Tosiaan toinen ottelu alkaa tänään noin kello 3, eli jääkää ihmeessä myös katsomaan se.
Here's Qureshi again to the new batsman, who's just pushing that into the offside. It evades the fielder. They're going to come back for an easy 2, because there's another misfield on the boundary as well. That's the new batsman, who's Kuldeep Karan. And it was Ahmed, the last man out. Caught by Gallagher off the bowling of Qureshi for 9. 38 for 5. We're in the 9th over. 186 to remind you is the target. It's Karan, who's just come in. He's altering his equipment. There's a slight delay. He takes his stance now, the right-hander, as Qureshi right arm over comes in. That was a slower ball, and he waits on it, and he can just dab it out to the offside. Again, the throw comes in, and it's evaded the fielder. It is backed up, but the second fielder backing up, which allows Spain to go through for a quick single. So they've obviously got the confidence with the target behind them to just shy at the stumps willy-nilly, having picked up a run out in that first over anyway. The over ends 39 for 5 after, or it should be 40 for 5 after 9 overs. As I look at confoundingly at the scorers. So 40 for 5 it is. After 9 overs, we've got a bowling change now. And who have we got coming on? Okay, Pushtai, who scored 37 when he batted in the Bears innings. Off 25 balls, he really added some impetus to that Bears total. And he's going to come on to bowl now. To Lau, who's 5. Not out after 6, having faced 6 deliveries. And here's Pushtai 18 on his back. Shortish ball just clipped into the onside. It was in the air for a moment, but the fielders spilt it again. There was no chance of a catch. They take a single.
Ja Aniket Pushtai on Suomen uusi syöttäjä. Hän onnistui mailalla saamaan 37 juoksua ja ensimmäisestä syötöstä tuli 1 juoksu Espanjalle.
Pushtai is in. This one is clubbed into the onside. That's a good shot. He's timed that well. There is a man out on the mid-wicket boundary, so it's just going to be a single. Slightly short. Pushtai there. Easy pickings, really, but the batsman managed to pick out the fielder. Just a single. 42 for 5. And this next shot is a terrific one in the end. He's cleared the boundary for 6. And, well, you knew he was trying to look to go over there most of the time, Karan, and he succeeded. And that's a welcome boundary for the Bulls.
Ja ensimmäinen kunnari Espanjan joukkueelle, kun Kuldi tuosta overin yli.
Okay, next ball is driven up to long off. Fielded, they're going to come back for a second. And they move the score on to 50 for 5. That's the Spanish 50 up. Here's Pushtai again then to the batsman. Short delivery, clubbed through the offside. That's going to be 4 runs. It's going to beat the fielder on that cover boundary. And it does go for 4. So a good over then for the Bulls. 10-14 coming from it so far. Here's Pushtai. That slower delivery. Just pushed up to mid-off, where the fielder comes in off the boundary to field. They're going to come back for a second, though. And this has been a good over for Spain. 16 coming from that over. 56 for 5 after 10.
Noin 111 juoksua.
In the 11th over, exactly halfway through their 20 over innings then. 56 for 5 in chase of 186. Panchal is the batsman he'll be facing. He's faced 2 deliveries so far. As he comes in now, and he cuts that through the offside, where it's nicely fielded on the run, and they only go through for a single. Which brings Lau back onto strike. 20 off 11 balls.
We don't back up in weekend cricket.
He prepares to come in then. That one's wide outside off stump and just chopped into the offside by the batsman for another single. 58 for 5. Last over of push days went for 16. So that's given Spain a little bit of belated impetus, which they sorely need, because they're an awful long way away from their target at the moment, particularly with 5 men back in the hutch. Slight delay now. But finally, here he is in Nurul Huda, and that's a good shot. Middled out to mid-wicket boundary, but only a single again. That's what they've got to do. They've got to try and clear the ropes now. There's no two ways about it. This is not going to be one in twos and singles. So we could see a clatter of wickets or a clatter of maximums from here on in. This one's clipped into the onside. They should push for 2 though here. And indeed they're going to come back easily for 2 as the man comes in off the deep square leg boundary. And they make it easily. That's given the Spanish team away to our right some heart as they move the score to 61 for 5. We're in the 11th over. Slight change in the field now for the batsman Lal, who's on 23. He waits right-handed. This one is driven straight back to the bowler, who's taken extremely good caught and bowled chance, diving away to his right. I couldn't see for a moment whether he'd spilt it, but that's a terrific chance and a terrific effort to bring up the 6th wicket for Spain. He was looking to clear the deep mid-wicket boundary there, Lal, and he's just succeeded in hammering it straight back to the bowler, who's taken a very, very sharp catch. The 6th wicket down now for Spain, and big trouble for them, I'm afraid.
Uusi espanjalainen lyöjä on numero 6, eli Vinod Kumar. Tällä hetkellä 58 juoksua Espanjalla kasassa, 6 pelaajaa palannut ja tosiaan yli 100 juoksua he vielä tarvitsevat, eli noin 10 juoksua pitäisi saada joka syöttövuoro, jotta he voisivat tässä Suomen Karhut vielä voittaa tämän kamppailun aikana. Tosiaan pieni korjaus tuohon aikaisempaan tietoon, eli seuraava ottelu on siis 3:30 eikä kello 3. Jääkää ilman muuta siihen, ja tosiaan sitä Biofuel energia kautta palautusjuomaa saa tuosta oranssin pöydän päältä, mikä on siinä teidän edessä, tai tuon valkoisen aidan edessä.
So, Nurul Huda, 1 for 5, finishing off his over. This is just squeezed through. Now they're going to pick up a couple here, if not even a third. There's a big chase for the fielder. They're going to come back for the third. It's a poor throw in the end. So a welcome 3 for Spain after what was a pretty torrid over. 8 coming from it in the end. 3 wides. Sorry, 9 coming from the over. 3 wides. We've got 1 to come then. It's a little bit of pressure release there with that delivery. Adding 4 to the total. As Nurul Huda comes in. This one, he tries to make room for himself and cuts it through the offside. It's a good shot, but it's fielded well to the right of the point fieldsman, who sends the throw in. It's just a single then to end that over, and 10 coming from it after 11 overs. It's an ominous total, 66 for 6.
The number of the beast, eli Espanjalla 66 juoksua ja 6 palannutta lyöjää. Katsotaan, kuka nytten syöttää Suomen joukkueelle. Näyttäisi siltä, että sieltä on uusi syöttäjä tulossa. Ja Shoaib Qureshi on tämä seuraava syöttäjä. Nopea syöttäjä, toisin kuin tuo Huda, joka äsken sai hienon palon tai sai hienosti espanjalaisen lyöjän ulos tuossa viimeisellä syöttövuorollaan, ja nyt tosiaan Qureshi jatkaa tästä näin.
So then Qureshi is into his 3rd over now. Panchal is the man facing, who's on 5. Oh, that takes him on the pads. That's got to be close. He's looking to turn that into the onside. The umpire walks away and they amble through for a leg bye. Was it a leg bye? No, it was given as a single, so there must have been a bit of bat on it. But a good start to this over. That just skidded on a touch. As Qureshi comes in now. And that one's a big swing. That's gone over the head of point. This could race away to the boundary, although no, it's going to be picked up by the cover fielder. They've got to push for 2, and they get there comfortably in the end. 2 more to the total, then 69 for 6 into the 12th over. Qureshi's figures so far 2 for 15. He's into his 3rd. He runs away from us now with 14 on his back. This is a full delivery, looking for the Yorker. It turns into a full toss in the end, and it's driven back too long on. But it's only a single, which is all fine from the Finnish Bears' perspective. Having put on this 185 for 8, meaning the Bulls have got to chase 186, and they're a long, long, long way from doing so at the moment as Qureshi comes in. Slower ball, waits on it. That's a nice shot, down on one leg, and it's sort of like a sweet drive, if you like. Cross bat shot, strong off the legs, and it's gone for 4 runs. It was a good shot, that one. Just waited on the ball.
Siinä erittäin hieno lyönti espanjalaiselta Ravi Panchalilta. Hyvällä voimalla lyöty tuosta jalkojen puolelta läpi. Ja 4 juoksua Espanjalle. Qureshi jatkaa. 2 syöttöä jäljellä.
Qureshi's in again. This one's a full delivery. Driven up to long on. It's only going to be a single, or it should be. 9 from the over so far. 75 for 6. So it's Kumar, the man on strike, who's on 3. Panchal at the other end, 11 from 8. She's not a bad strike rate, but they need an awful lot more at the moment, do Spain. As Qureshi comes in, that one's a good ball. He's just waiting on it, dabbing it out into the offside. Again, it's just a single. And a decent over, which means at the end of the 12th, Spain 76 for 6, which means they require 110 runs of 48 balls, which is looking mighty difficult now.
Ja 12 syöttövuoroa nyt mennyt, eli 8 syöttövuoroa Suomella jäljellä. Espanjalla 76 juoksua ja 6 palannutta lyöjää. Erinomaista peliä Suomelta ja hyvää varmuutta tuolla kentällä. Tällä hetkellä, jos espanjalaiset haluavat voittaa tämän ottelun, niin tarvitaan kyllä isoja lyöntejä. Kunnareita, 6 ja 4. Enää yksittäiset pisteet, eli se kun lyöjät juoksevat tuosta pesästä pesään, eli vastakkaisiin suuntaan juoksevat tuossa noin, niin ne ei enää riitä, vaan he tarvitsevat isoja lyöntejä, kunnareita, jotta saavuttavat Suomen pistemäärän, eli 186 juoksua.
Nurul Huda into his second over then. And this one is a big shot over the head. Or no, not quite over the head of Longoff, who's dropped it. It hasn't crossed the boundary. It was a mighty hit. For a moment, I didn't pick up the fielder there. And a good throw in the end as well. That kept them to 2. So that could have been a wicket, could have been a 6. In the end, it was 2. And it was a good strike from Kumar. He moves on to 6. Nurul Huda into his second over now. As he comes in with his leg breaks. And this one is swung over the head of where mid-on might have been, which is a vacant space at the moment. Fielded by the bowler himself. Running away to his right. It's just a single. They've got a deal in boundaries now, have Spain. Panchal. Number 1 on his back. Stands and waits. Oh, that's gone over the head of the keeper, and this could be a chance from the man running around from point, but it drops short. It's just a single. As the breeze gets up a little bit more here at Carava. Slightly cloudier conditions than it was earlier, but still nice and pleasant for cricket. This one's uppish, and it's caught. Well, he rocked back and he tried to cut that into the offside, and it went straight to the fielder there at point cover, and it's 7th wicket now for Spain. At 80 for 7 in the 13th over, and you've got to say, Marcel, that's probably that now.
I would say so, yeah. At least it's Finland's to lose from this point on. Obviously, we don't know how Spain's tail may wag. There might be some surprises down there, but I'd say that now 90% assured that this is Finland's game here from now on in. Eli suomeksi vielä. Tosiaan siinä taas paloi Espanjan lyöjä tommoi sahaa Suomen pelaaja kentällä, otti erinomaisen kopin. Ja Espanjalla on tällä hetkellä 3 lyöjää jäljellä ja vielä ovat yli 100 pisteen päästä Suomesta. Joten näyttää aika lailla siltä, että Suomi tulee tämän ensimmäisen T20 crickettiottelun voittamaan. Tai toivotaan ainakin niin, ja muistan antaa heille suuret aplodit, tai molemmille joukkueille suuret aplodit sitten kun ottelu on ohi. Otteluiden välissä kannattajilla on mahdollisuus tulla tähän kentälle tutustumaan sitten crickettiin, että tervetuloa vaan aidan toiselle puolelle heti kun Espanja ja Suomi lopettavat pelaamisen.
So Nurul Huda's next ball is a wide to Haider down the leg side. He took a single as well. So 6 from this over. Haider is the new batsman. That facing now is Panchal, who's on 12. And he's in two minds really here. He's trying to make room for himself to cut into the offside, but in the end it doesn't really go anywhere. And it's a dot ball. 82 for 7. Finland would like to finish this by bowling them out. You suspect this one is cut into the onside by the batsman. Slight misfield, they go through for a single. That's the end of the over. 83 for 7, 13 gone, the target 186. Nurul Huda ends his second over with 2 for 17. Give them awful lot of confidence. They finish this off now and can do so by bowling them out for the second match this afternoon, which starts at 3:30.
Ja Suomelta palaa Aniket Pushtai tähän syöttäjäksi syöttämään espanjalaisia vastaan. Tosiaan 83 juoksua tällä hetkellä Espanjalla kasassa. Ja Suomella tässä vahva ote pelissä. Pikkuhiljaa näyttäisi siltäkin, että aurinko tulee uudestaan esille, joten toivotaan, että Suomen karhut saavat nyt kaikki Espanjan pelaajat poltettua. Se on varmasti heillä tavoitteena, että ei kaikki 20 syöttövuoroa tule käytettyä, vaan että saadaan espanjalaiset lyöjät lähetettyä takaisin paviljonkiin ennen jo sitä.
Well, Pushtai now into his second over. He was relatively expensive that first over, and he's gone again for 4 now. Very short ball, leg side-ish, and it's just pulled around the corner quite easily by the batsman. Pushtai's first over went for 16, and that wasn't a great ball. So he's gone for 20 now off 7 deliveries. 87 for 7, Spain. That was meat and drink, bit of a buffet ball, that one. As he's in again. Tall, that one's a fuller delivery, much better. And the batsman defends it. The bowler fields in his follow through, throws it back to the wicket keeper. And it's given a no ball. So I'm presuming it was he's putting the bails back on the stump, so perhaps it was a no ball for knocking the bails off, which is that fairly recent law change after all those incidents with Stephen Finn in the South Africa series. As Pushtai comes in, it was a free hit, and he's clubbed that one up to long on. There is a fielder there. They come back for a second, and they can of course be run out, and he's given. Despite the fact it was a free hit, one of the only ways you can get out is to be run out, and they've thrown away a wicket there. Spain, 8th one down. And for those who believe in the oddities of Nelson and strange scores, we got the score now having been 66 for 6, 88 for 8, I believe.
Ja taas espanjalainen lyöjä palaa, aivan mahtavaa kenttäpelaamista Suomelta. Siinä saatiin pallo takaisin ja hilat kaadettua ennen kuin hän ehti siihen lyöntipesään. Nytten Espanjalla enää 2 lyöjää jäljellä ja heillä juoksuja 88 kappaletta. Aniket Pushta jatkaa vielä tästä näin 5 pallon verran, sillä tuo viimeinen tai sitä edellinen syöttö oli laiton. Tästä jatkaa sitten kommentaattorina englanniksi Richard.
I think they've just avoided second Nelson. Spain, they're on 89 for 8. But from Finland's point of view, 8 is the important figure here, as they're still a long way away from their target with 8 wickets down now, and well, it'll take a miracle for them to get there. The push days continuing. He's been expensive, but you know, so often happens when you get something like a free hit. It's never quite as straightforward as you think, as the next ball is full and outside the off stump, and it's just dapped out into the offside for a single. And as you can imagine, for Finland now, it's all about just trying to go through the motions and work on the disciplines and the routines for the next 2 matches to come in this 3-match series this weekend, and to work out the strengths and weaknesses of the opposition. We have a left-hander now, Dar, who's going to face his first delivery from Pushday. 0 for 23 off his 9 or 10 deliveries, with a no ball thrown in there. It's a lovely shot, straight drive. It's a chase for the fielder from long on, but he can't get there. 1 bounce 4, and so not a bad opening stroke for the new man, the left-hander. A straight drive, classical straight drive, and a rare boundary for Spain. Edges them a bit closer to 3 figures, 94 for 8. And Pushday has travelled a bit in his 2 overs. 27 he's gone for so far, and he's still got 2 balls left of his second over. As he waits now for the batsman Dar to settle. And now he's in. Turned into the onside again. They go for a run, and they get home safely. Changing the field, and a race for the umpire for the now right-handed batsman. It should be Pushday's final delivery of his second over. It's a slow one, it's a full toss though, it's not timed, so it falls short of the long off fielder. They're coming back for a second. A good throw could have them in trouble here, but the take wasn't clean, and he gets home. So they end the over with 2. Is it 14 from that over? 97 for 8 after 14 overs, chasing 186, and with 6 overs left, Marcel, you'd want the Finnish Bears to finish this by bowling out Spain, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, that'll be a massive mental advantage as well, considering the next game at 3:30 this afternoon in Kerawa Cricket Ground. I think if Finland can bowl Spain out, they'll be going into the second match as clear favourites. As we mentioned earlier in this broadcast, these 2 national teams did play each other in September of 2018, when Finland was victorious, when they managed to bowl Spain out for, I think it was 96 runs in their reply against Finland's 119 run total.
So, here we've got bowling now, Dandapani. He's going to start his spell. He's not bowled yet. He'll be bowling to the left-handed Dar, who's on 5. comes around the wicket. A very slow looping delivery to the left-hander, which is driven back to the bowler. No run. Crick HQ that you can follow the scoring on the website as the next ball is again tossed up and driven nicely through the onside up to long on. There should have been two really there, but they settle for a single, although they should come back for the second because there's a wild throw. One of the batsmen wanted it, the other one didn't. In the end, they settle for a single. So Crick HQ, upon which the website you can follow the scorecard of all these matches, is I'm not quite sure how they work it out, giving the Spanish win probability of 2%, which is quite generous, I'd have thought, even at this stage. 98 for 8 in the 15th, chasing 186. Dandapani switches over the wicket now to the right-handed, and that's a very high shot, and that's a full toss that's clubbed over mid-wicket. It's fielded well in the end, or is it? There's a bit of a mix-up. They only go for 2 though, and again they should perhaps have been pushing for 3. I was just keeping an eye on the umpire because it was quite a high delivery. That is the 100 up, which is a minor milestone along the way for Spain. 100 for 8. Next delivery is wide of the off stump and called wide as well. 101 for 8. 186 the target. Just a delay because the wicket keeper who's standing up to the stumps in a helmet, his cap has fallen out the back of his trousers, which the batsman has rightly pointed out, sportingly pointed out, because of course had the ball hit that, it would have been 5 runs, penalty runs, so he could have kept his mouth shut then, actually, the batsman, but probably not very sporting, is it, as Dandapani comes in now. This one's pushed through a bit flatter. This is a big shot though. This has gone over the mid-wicket boundary, I think. Oh no, it's caught! It's a terrific catch. Well, he went for that. It is a longish boundary over there. I thought he'd got most of it. It was a nice sound off the bat, but it was well and easily taken in the end. Spain lose their 9th wicket now. 101 for 9. And just one more. We'll have this wrapped up for the Bears in due time.
No niin, ja uusi espanjalainen lyöjä on palannut, eli osui palloin erittäin hyvin, mutta taas Suomen kenttäpelaaminen on ollut niin vahvaa, että saatiin siitä koppia. Lähetettiin espanjalaispelaajat takaisin paviljonkiin. Espanjalla nyt kuitenkin 101 juoksua kasassa, vielä 1 lyöjä jäljellä ja kohta puolin 15 syöttövuoroa käytetty, eli noin 5 syöttövuoroa jäljellä. Pakko kyllä sanoa, että on aivan mahtavaa pelaamista Suomen Karhuilta tällä hetkellä, että tosi itse varmasti ottavat noita koppeja ja eivät pudottele niitä tai anna ekstra juoksuja Espanjalle tässä heidän lyöntivuoron aikana. Viimeinen lyöjä Espanjalta on Atif Mahmood. Ja tosiaan muistutukseksi, että sitten kun tämä ottelu loppuu, niin kaikki, jotka haluavat koittaa krikettiä tai vähän yrittää heittää ja lyödä palloa, niin tervetuloa tähän valkoisen aidan toiselle puolelle, eli kentän puolelle.
Some good fielding here on the cover, the square leg boundary prevents another boundary. I say another boundary, prevents a boundary. 103 for 9. The last man out, Panchal, went, it was for 23, who perished on the mid-wicket boundary. Dandapani comes in. This is a lovely shot, straight drive, but it could pick out the man again, and I think it has. It's gone, that's it, it's all over. Finland have indeed bowled Spain out. Their final wicket goes, and we're only in the 15th over, so that's a job well done by the Finnish Bears. They posted a good target of 186, and Spain have fallen all out by 100 for 103. At the end of 15 overs, a comprehensive victory then in this first of 3 2020 internationals for the Finnish Bears. And, well, they deserved every bit of that victory. They batted well, and they bowled and fielded extremely well. So first up of the 3, go to Finland.
Ja tosiaan ensimmäinen osa ottelu on nyt tullut päätökseen ja Suomi voitti tämän ottelun. Espanjalla paloi kaikki lyöjät. He saivat 103 juoksua loppuun yrittivät vastata tuohon Suomen asettamaan 186 juoksun pistemäärään tuossa, joka he asettivat tuon ensimmäisen lyöntivuoron aikana. Taas oli hieno koppi suomalaiselta ulkokenttäpelaajalta ja tosiaan erittäin itse varmasti he niitä täällä koppeja ottavat. Nytten on pieni breikki tässä matsien välissä, eli kriketti jatkuu 3:30, mutta tosiaan tulkaa kentälle, täällä on valmentajia, jotka voivat näyttää teille ja antaa teille pientä esitystä siitä, että miten krikettiä on tarkoitus pelaa ja perusosaamista säännöistä, mikä varmasti sitten on hyödyllistä, kun mietitään seuraavaa ottelua 3:30 aikoihin, niin siitä saadaan sitten enemmän irti